Sheffield United against Bournemouth. I'm in a completely new backdrop. Well, sort of new. I mean, if I turn it around this way, it's actually where I do all the previews. But I've sort of been a bit sneaky and I've wired Sky, because I'm that way inclined, to my upstairs situation. So I've now got a TV up here, I've got Sky up here, and it's much more comfortable. So it is Hal here with you on the Sheffield United way for Sheffield United against Bournemouth. I'm sorry my backdrop is so boring, but a man who has a far better shirt than I today because it remembers promotion is Statsman Adam. Welcome.
Hello, Hal. Good evening to all those in Australia. A very good morning if you're in the US of A, and happy afternoon just for those in wonderful England. How is everyone today? How are you doing, Hal?
Wonderful England. I've got the reason I came up here, Adam, I was telling you, I was boring you with this earlier, is that downstairs the sun is just right behind me, which means I'm like, when you take a photo and the sun's behind you and you can't see your face. I've come up here, it's just as bad. So sorry about that. However, I would imagine most of you will be watching the action and listening to us. That is how the watch-along works. If you've never joined us for one before, welcome. This is a Blades community. Sheffield United versus Bournemouth is our mouth-watering enticement offer for you today. We're going to be watching it on Sky Sports main event here in England. People ask for us to do watch-alongs for every game, Adam, which is nice.
It is.
But there is a reason we can't do that. So at the end of last season, you might remember the lockdown season, we did a watch-along for every game. And that was because they were all on TV. So just in case you don't know this, we're not actually legally allowed, we got warned, to do watch-alongs for games that aren't broadcast in the UK. Now, we never did one that wasn't broadcast on TV in the UK, but we were warned in case we ever were going to do that. So we're not actually allowed to do that. I think the idea behind it, well, what do you think the idea behind it is, Adam? Because I'm still a little bit confused.
I think it's contractual, isn't it? Because if we are at home viewing the game and it's not viewable officially or legally in the UK, then how can we comment on something that we shouldn't be watching?
I see what you're saying. So yeah, that's a good point. Now, there's a Millwall fan TV, Lions fans TV. They are the only YouTube channel that have more subscribers than Sheffield United Way in our division. So we need to sort that out. The guy who does that channel goes to the games and films himself at the game for the watch-along. So he films his face like we have, none of the action which is in front of him, and does a watch-along from the game. I suggested this to Nick, and he was nearly sick in his mouth with the thought of doing that.
Yeah, that could be very fraught with danger.
Yeah. And also at Millwall,
particularly if it's Nick's face for 2 hours.
Quite right. I've seen the guy do it at Millwall. Where he's sat, there's no one near him. I think that would be more difficult on the back of the cop.
It would, most definitely.
So the Blades versus Bournemouth at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. This is a 12:45 p.m. kickoff. It is on Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports football for those that can't make it. I would imagine if you are watching overseas, perhaps you're in America, yeehaw! It's probably going to be on, one of your CBSs, your ESPNs. I don't know. You can tell me. And one thing I do want you to tell me, and Statsman Adam, is where in the world you are joining us from. Pop it in the comments and let us know. We haven't done a watch-along for absolutely eons, and it is great to be back. Let's give you team news, as we always do, to start the programme. We do have the Blades team news in. League One Wes in goal. Baldock, Stevens, Ben Davis, Egan, Uremovic, despite cramp, Norwood, Fleck, Sanderberger, Gibbs-White and Ollie McBurney up front. On the bench, yet to see him, Adam Davies, Osborne, Halrahan, Illiman and Dye, Jackie Longthrow, Reece Norrington-Davis and Daniel Jebberson. Adam, your thoughts on the team news?
Unchanged. Don't need to change a winning team. It's not needed to do. Uremovic getting injured in a week, bit of cramp, not played for a while. So, it's understandable. But I'm glad he's come straight back into the fold because I thought he started really well. I thought he did an impressive debut. Picked up a yellow card, but it's just getting used to the pace. So I'm happy with an unchanged team. Happy with unchanged on the bench as well. So it's a complete identical 18 that went against QPR, and the identical result would be splendid. Performances don't matter at this stage of the season.
No. Mark Duffy said that. He was the guest for SUTV for that QPR game. Yeah, you're right. Never change a winning team unless it's that team that beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. Let's have a look at the Bournemouth 11. Travers in goal. Smith, Cook, Kelly, Mr. Lorma, Billing, Christie, Zamora, Dembele, Phillips, and that danger man, Solanke. Woodman on the bench. Meppen, Brady, Todd Cantwell, Ben Pearson, Anthony, and Lowe. Adam, what do you know? And you can be honest here and just say I don't know a great deal, or you can let me know. What do you know of this Bournemouth side?
They're a good unit. They're a good unit together. They've got, I say, Solanke up front, but they don't have sort of your real big standout names. They all work together. They pull together. They pull out results. I think they get a lot of success at home because of the tight knit nature of the ground. Everyone thinks they should beat Bournemouth, but they've come on a run from the lower divisions right about to Premier League, held their own in the Premier League for a while, and are rightfully up towards the upper echelons and look like they're going to secure second place. So it's a big game. It's a big game for us.
Huge game. Adam, give me the head-to-head Sheffield United Bournemouth.
So it's only our 19th meeting against Bournemouth. The first one was actually only back in 1981, just 2 years before I was born. So, a lot of history. But we've played them in an incredible number of competitions, as you alluded to in the match preview last night. We've played them in the Premier League, the Championship, League One, then the old divisions 2, 3, and 4, and also the FA Cup in those 19 meetings. Blades have 11 wins, 5 draws, and just 2 defeats. One of those, of course, earlier in the season, controversially so, where we were well and truly robbed. But this is the first ever championship meeting between the sides at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. Bournemouth's only other win was at Bramall Lane back in 1990.
Interesting. I knew you'd know. Thanks to Scott letting us know that Neil Warnock has announced his retirement from management. He is 73 years young, 42 years in the management game, 16 clubs. Adam, I'm going to get your quick fire reaction, but I know you're a Warnock fan. Your thoughts on Warnock no longer in the dugout?
No longer one last job. Sharon will be pleased. It's Neil was great. He's one of those characters that are just, you don't see in football anymore. He would just lay into players. I mean, he's so unpolitically correct, it's untrue. But he wore his heart on his sleeve. He won promotion after promotion. He'd keep teams in the division. He was fond of referees, wasn't he? Let's be honest. But I'll always remember, we don't, it's only Warnock. We don't get this. It's only Warnock. We're not bothered. Don't give me a decision. He just said it as it was, and he knew that he would be down at Soho Square at the time to pick up fine after fine. I think he even alluded to getting a season ticket on the train down there. But no, all the best in retirement. He's just, one last job. Warnock is no more in the dugout. He'll be a big miss, but hopefully he might come into a bit of punditry because he'll be good value.
He can retire to Cornwall with Sharon and the kids, something he's wanted to do seemingly for a while, but never quite got around to it because of the pull and the lure of management in the top flight or the second tier. So we are looking ahead to this one where, Adam, we did the Preston home game prior to Hull away, and you said we need to be averaging 1.5 points per game with 8 games left to have a shot at the playoffs. We have 61 from 38, which is 4 points ahead of the ball game. We now have 64 from 40. So is it enough? Will we make it?
Well, looking at this, I think we need 78 points to be certain to get in. 74 might do it. So, but you've got to be looking to get to definitely 78 points to make certain of it. It all depends on Forest and Borough, but we've got points on the board, which is unusual. In previous seasons, we've been chasing and haven't trying to catch up those points. I'd rather have the points on the board than have the pressure of winning. Forest have been on hell of a run. You'd think it's got to end at some point, but fair play to them. They keep picking up the wins. I just hope we don't rue the last-minute goals. At home to Huddersfield, it was early in the season, but that was a point dropped and could be a crucial point because that was 2 points Huddersfield gained on us, with that last-minute goal, and that's the difference between the sides. And the last-minute goal at home to Forest, it's looking huge. It's looking really huge at the moment. So, do I think we'll do it? Win our home games, we're there. That's how we've got to look at it. So, yes, I think we'll do it.
I love hearing that. Let us know in the comments, do you think Sheffield United will make the playoffs? I would also like to point you in the direction of our latest interview on YouTube. You can also get it as an audio podcast with Darren Smith, accountant and Blades fan, talking about the state of Sheffield United's finances. The accounts were released for the 2021 season. Darren has gone through those, and it's fascinating. One of the takeaways I would say largely from that is Sheffield United need promotion. Financial reasons more than anything else. Really crucial. The Blades Way saying yes, of course, in reference to will United make the top 6. I think the top 2, certainly number 1, it's gone. Today, maybe there'll be 1 or 2 Blades afterwards if, let's say, we beat Bournemouth 3 or 4-0 that might have some sort of crazy ideas, Adam, about second place. What do you think?
Nah, it's not happening. No. There's just too many teams up and above there. I mean, if we'd have to win every game, Bournemouth have to go on a run, you know, where they lose pretty much everything. You've got to then rely on Huddersfield, Forest, you know, even Luton, you know, not picking up enough points, and they are ahead of us at this stage. You know, so second isn't gonna. I think even if we won every game, it would be a real stretch. So now let's concentrate on the playoffs. I think realistically, if we could get into 4th and get a home tie for the second leg of the playoffs, that would be a more realistic aim and something that we could really look to achieve, because that would be a big bonus being at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane for any potential second leg.
One of the things I love doing to Statsman Adam is throwing him a curveball on the spot, player connections. Adam, I'm going to ask you, and this is mean, and there's not been that many, for a played for both 11. This isn't like Sheffield United against Nottingham Forest, when you could get an 11 versus an 11. This is Sheffield United Bournemouth, and there haven't been too many transfers between the two clubs. So give me your best shot.
Right. So, well, easy one in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. That's quite an easy one to start with. We're going to have to go with a back 4. Of course, got Simon Francis. Simon Francis, great player for the Blades, great young prospect. He's had a good career. Done well for both clubs. Probably didn't quite push on in his career as much he would have liked to have done. But he did well. And yes, Simon Francis at right back. A bit of poetic license as ever with these teams, but I'm going to have Gary Cahill at centre back. Of course, a short stint at the Blades, got the winner at Stoke. How we could have done with that a couple of weeks ago. Alongside them, we'll have another on loan player, Cameron Carter-Vickers. And then Martin Crane is going to be pushed out to left back just to sort of make this fit. Now we've got a really attacking midfield and forward line. So we'll start with the defensive midfielder, and that's former Blades boss Nigel Spackman, who sits as a holding midfielder. Then, of course, David Brooks. Brooks will tear you apart. Hope he's in good health. Absolute great man, David Brooks. And then in midfield with him, Didzy, of course, had a spell at Bournemouth, which a few people might not know. So Didzy could play that role. And then it's a front 3. We've got 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐍, fit enough to play in my play for both 11. Obviously playing his trade in Italy at the moment. Alongside him, another lone player in Sam Vokes. And then Lyle Taylor completes the 11. And the only other player I got was Lovell, so he'll have to be on the bench.
Stuart Lovell.
Yeah, that's and I've got 12 there, and that's in recent times. Since I always look at players since sort of the year 2000.
Yeah,
so looking at sort of last sort of 20 years. I know there are a couple more before that, going back to sort of the 70s and 80s. But it's a tricky one. Not many play for both.
No, he did really well there. And of course, football only started in 1992. So not too many options for you to go back through. Now, let's get some predictions. We've already asked you if Sheffield United will make the playoffs. The resounding response is yes. So love hearing that. Also, going to agree with this. Love to see the Matchday programme cover with David Brooks on. For those that know how fond we are of David Brooks, absolutely incredible. I'd like to add, we wish Brooksy the best. If you don't know, Brooks was confirmed to have been diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin lymphoma last year. After an initial positive prognosis, he's been undergoing treatment. Hope to see you back soon. Brooksy, very nice touch from the Blades with Artie Bianco doing that cover. So, score predictions. What do you think for Sheffield United against Bournemouth? As Adam says, we were robbed in the away game. Ridiculous decisions all round, particularly the the nonsense when the foul wasn't, and in the box, and red card and an offside goal. It was all just very, very stressful. Let's hope for something a little bit more palatable and easier to digest today. If you are just joining us, I thought it'd be a good time to run through the lineups for today. The match kicks off in around about 15 minutes' time. The Blades team is League One Wes in goal. Now we're going to call him Champions League Wes. George Baldock, Ender Stevens in your right and left wing-back positions. Ben Davies on the left side of defence. He's back in that familiar left position as he played against Queen's Park Rangers. We've got John Egan at the centre of defence. Philip Uremovic, my new mastermind subject. If you haven't yet watched the video on who is Philip Uremovic, it's on this channel. Save it to your watch later. Pop it on at some point over this weekend because it's reet good. And this player's reet good, makes other teams look no good. It is Oliver Norwood. We've got John Fleck next to him, a standout performance against Queen's Park Rangers. Sander Berger, want to see more from him. Does seem to work well in that too with Morgan Gibbs-White, and the sole lone striker who will be supported by Morgan Gibbs-White is Ollie McBurney, pal. On the bench, Adam Davies, the industrious Ben Osborne, Hal Rahan, Iliman and Dye, Jackie Longthrow, Rhys Norrington-Davis, and the Canadian-Jamaican England Youth International is Daniel Jebberson. For the Cherries, we have Travers, Smith, Cook, Kelly, Lerma, Billing, Christie, Zamora, Dembele, Phillips, and the main goal threat, Solanke. The goalkeeper, Woodman. The defender, Meppen. You've got Brady, Todd Cantwell, and the other midfielder, Ben Davis on the bench, Anthony, and dangerous Jamal Lowe. So options are plenty for Bournemouth on the bench. Adam, does that bench scare you?
It doesn't scare me. Slightly envious that they do have the slightly better options should changes be needed. But I'm comfortable with our side. I think it's a decent side. Yes, we would like to have Billy. Yes, we would like to have Ryan Brewster. We'd like to have some more attacking options. Naturally, of course, we would maybe Didsy for a bit of creativity as well. But all in all, there's more experience on the bench now. Yes, we've got Jebbo, but you'd have to say Iliman and Dye is established now. And, Rhys Norrington-Davis is established. So, there's more experience than when we had 5 of the academy lads at sub at Blackpool. Well
said. Quite right. Help us get to 16k subscribers. We want to be the #1 most followed YouTube channel for football in the Championship. We are just behind Millwall. So help us get to 16,000 subscribers. Please do subscribe. All you need is a Google account. It's free to do. It's the best Sheffield United fan-created content. Subscribe to Sheffield United Way YouTube channel. There's podcasts with former and current players. There's members of the board. There's members of the staff. We've had people like Derek Geary on, for example, talking about the future prospects. We've got fans forums, which we'll be doing at the end of the season. Our next one, if you'd like to be part of that, let us know. And of course, watch-alongs, which you're enjoying right now. Subscribe. It's free. And if you'd like to be a member, that would be incredible. It's just $4.99 a month. You get some perks. You get early access to exclusive interviews. We've got a former player interview dropping in the next few days, which is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best we've ever done. If you'd like to see that before anyone else, become a member. It is really easy to do. You can literally just hit join next to subscribe. There's also a link as well in YouTube. Thanks to all our members, each and every one of you. What you do helps us to be able to keep this going. For example, just the audio podcasts, which is my thing. So I like help with that part. That's quite a lot a month just to host the site to then upload the audio podcasts onto. We pay for this that we're using right now. You have to pay fees to YouTube. So it never ends. And all this kit as well that we're using. So it would be really helpful. And it seemingly, it does never end. Your funds are so well received. Thank you if you'd like to be a member. Also, Adam, we've been set a rather unenviable task, haven't we, by In Good Nick for today?
Yeah, it's an unrealistic target from Nick, but we can prove him wrong. Let's have Nick going home happy twice. Once with the result, and secondly, that we have raised the target. So come on, donate. Give us a super chat. Give us some money if you're enjoying it. You get your comment on screen. Give us some
money. You can't
give us
say
some
it like
money.
that,
I can say give us some money. Give us some money.
What are you like? Where's money gone? What Adam's trying to diplomatically say is, if you would like to support this watch along, we do have the super chat option. If you've never done a super chat before, it's pretty easy to do. Adam, how do you do it?
So you've got to click on what looks like a sort of a dollar sign in the bottom right of the screen. Have your details handy. You can donate any amount, anything from every little helps. Some sort of 79 pence, right the way up to £100 if you're feeling that way inclined. But seriously, everything little helps, even if it's just a couple of pound. Just fill in your details, hit send, and your comment will show on screen for a varying amount of time, dependent on the volume of your donation.
It's very true. It all does help. Adam and I never see any of it, but it does keep the lights on at Sheffield United Way Towers. So if you'd like to do super chat, you'd be really making our day. Nick's told us we've got to raise £200, and thank you so much to Nancy already. $19.99. That is absolutely incredible.
Thank you so much. Tremendous.
Wowzers. I feel like a televangelist when we have to do this bit. Do you know what I mean? Like Tammy Faye or something like that. But it really does all help. I mean, like just for example, I was working out the other day how much I've actually spent this season doing stuff on YouTube and following the team, which of course, like when I went to Stoke, I had to make a vlog, which I used up all my data on my phone doing that. And then I had to upgrade. So I'm now paying £10 more a month so that I can do vlogs. So it's little things like that. It literally all adds up. And then at Bristol City, I'll be doing that again. And because it's the kickoff time's been changed, I've got to get a hotel. So honestly, you're really helping. It is incredible. And what I'm thinking of doing, Jim, is getting the eyeliner tattooed on like Tammy Faye did. Then I never have to actually have it put on. My wife's actually a beauty therapist, so she'd know what she's doing. But Nancy, incredible, really generous. We are so grateful. If you'd like to do the same, please get involved in the super chat for the Sheffield United Bournemouth watch along. If you've never joined us before, the way it works is you watch it on your TV, on your laptop, and you have us as your sort of alternative Blades community commentary. We will let you know exactly what's going on as it happens. We'll give you regular time checks. Unfortunately, we don't have a clock in the top of the screen. That's a Bobby in the background job, and he can't figure it out. So we'll just give you regular time checks as we go. No Bobby in the background for us today, so it'll literally be me doing as much of the chat as possible and pressing all the buttons. Adam will be your expert summarizer. And also, the reason he's called Statsman, he knows loads of stats. No pressure, Adam. Give me a stat.
What sort of stat? Brian Dean, 119 goals in 270 appearances for the Blades.
There you go.
So I've just taken that straight off. I mean, that pod on the TV, Brian Dean and Billy Sharp together. That's just like the ideal forward line, isn't it?
Oh, and they're both in their prime.
Oh,
unstoppable. Now, the referee for this one is Dean Whitestone from Northamptonshire. He's taken charge of 29 games this season in all competitions, issuing 85 yellows, 1 red, and he's given 10 penalties. This will be the 3rd time he's taken charge of a Blades game this season. Thank you, Adam, for this information. He previously did our wins at both Hull and Peterborough. His last time at Bramall Lane was the 10th of December 2011, when we beat Rochdale 3-0. How many years has it been, Adam? You're good at maths, since he was last at Bramall Lane then.
That's 10 and a half. 10 and a half years. Just shy. We'll not be pedantic over a couple of months, but yeah, over 10 years since he's been at Bramall Lane, which, yeah, a long refereeing career. It is incredible, but he has refereed mainly in the lower leagues. It has then been upgraded into the Select 2 group, I think it's called officially now. So yeah, it's a long time since he's been to Bramall Lane, but hopefully a 3rd win in a row this season. Of course, Blades Bournemouth has seen a lot of goals at Bramall Lane. We had the 5-3 game, we had a 4-2 game. I think the aggregate is something like 19 goals to 7 in the last 5 home games against Bournemouth. It's incredible the amount of goals that are scored. So long may it continue. As long as we've got one more than them, I don't mind.
Quite right. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. When I look at the referee stats, just before we get back to the action ahead of this game, 85 yellows in 29 games. Just to give us some context, Adam, because you're good at this sort of thing. Is that average? Is it low, or is it on the high side?
It's on the low side there. He's under 3 yellow cards per game. So the average is about 4.5 yellows per game. So, yeah, he's well under average on the number of yellow cards he's given out.
Adam, tell me as well.
I think 5 of those were in our game at Hull, possibly. But
that's a good point.
Yeah,
I remember 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶 getting a booking straight away. Adam, tell me why you are wearing the shirt you are wearing.
6 years this week since that wonderful day at Sixfields, Northampton, when we secured promotion back to the Championship. A great day. The sun was shining. The corner flags were removed. Billy was held aloft. It was just, it was time for Freddie Mercury and Queen, to play that song, get ready for We Are the Champions later on in the year. It was just tremendous. So, 6 years ago. So this is why I've gone for this shirt today. And I notice you're in the red and white, Hal. What's the story behind that one?
Oh, well, it's this shirt, to be specific. And do you know what, Adam? I know you're a clever chap. So you tell me why I'm wearing this shirt today.
I'll sing a little song. Brooks will tear you apart again.
Spot on. Yeah. I'm doing this for David Brooks because I think at the moment he needs all the support he can get. It's literally the least I can do. Ben Coles, €5. Up the blades. Love the channel, guys. Ben, we love you. That is so helpful already. We haven't even started the game yet, and you guys are helping us so much. This is genuinely appreciated. Adam, quick reminder of how people can do a super chat before we get into today's team news.
Yeah, bottom right of the screen is looks like a $sign. Click on that. It'll take you through everything you need to know. And then just hit send, and we will bring up your message on screen, and everything is most definitely gratefully received.
It really is. Adam, I'm going to put you on the spot again. So we've got some big games coming up. What are your thoughts on Sky Sports changing kickoff times? Sorry.
It's 12:42. It's 12:42. So I have to remember it's not like an evening watch along where I could have perhaps been more. Farcical is my view on it. I think that's the strongest word I can say. It's like today, Bournemouth. Getting up here 12:30. Some of their coaches were leaving at 2:15 this morning for Bournemouth fans to get up to Sheffield.
That's not on, is it?
You look at us. No, it's not on. We go to QPR now on a Friday night. People have pre-booked train tickets. It leads to an overnight stay. It's not just the delay of the game. It's then having to get back after the game. So getting from QPR back to potentially King's Cross to get trains back as well is not easy on the time, on the time frame. It's then when you get back at the other end as well. I know recently when I've been to a game and you missed the last connecting train and you're 40 quid in the taxi for to get back.
I've been looking at QPR and there's like one train. I have to get it. Like if I miss that train, that's it. And that's stressful.
And then they've done the same with Bristol City. I mean, yes, Bristol City was announced, a little bit earlier than some time ago. But what is it, 2 weeks to the QPR game?
That's not
change it 2 weeks
it's not
before.
On. And I'll tell you what, that QPR game, I begged my boss to get the 30th off. I had some very lucrative work that day covering the Army-Navy game at Twickenham, right? That's a big deal, covering Army-Navy at Twickenham. That's something a lot of us in my profession want to do. I do want to do that. I asked for that day off so that I could go to QPR in the sun and take my nephew Theo, his first ever Sheffield United game. He's been waiting for a year. The fact they've now moved the kickoff means I can't take him. I've also lost that work. I'll still go, but it's a massive blow. It would have been in the sun on a Saturday, fancy dress, 3,000 blades. It would have been a totally different day. Final away game of the season, massive.
And it's Easter weekend. Well, not a Easter weekend, so it's bank holiday weekend as well. So for people to get down to QPR for kickoff from Sheffield, they're going to need a generous employer to let them finish a little bit early as well to get down, because it's going to be a popular weekend. If it's like where I work, a Friday before the bank holiday Monday, it's prime holiday. It gets booked up. People want the Friday off so they can have a 40 weekend. It's understandable. So that's just a complete pain.
Yeah, it really is. Right, the Blades versus Bournemouth, the beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. This is a 12:45 kickoff. It's on Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports Football. For those that can't make it, we are here with you providing a watch along. The way it works is you watch it on your TV screen. We will give you regular time checks. If you are slightly ahead or behind, you can pause us. You can pause your TV, get level. You only need to do it once, and you'll be with us the whole way along, where we bring you our completely biased Blades commentary. And also, Nancy's been incredibly generous already with the super chat, giving us $19.99. You guys are fab. It's 7:30 a.m. here. I wish you all the best pre-Easter. We wish you the very best as well. If you would like to join Nancy and the wonderful Ben Coles in the super chat, Adam is going to remind you one final time before kickoff how you can do it.
Bottom right of the screen, hit the $sign. It'll take you through. Please be generous.
Please be generous. We're televangelists today. As soon as the match kicks off, you will see it on screen here. We will have no sound from the game. Have us as your alternative Blades commentary. It is Bournemouth who are going to kick off, and they are going to be kicking towards the Kop, which obviously means the Blades had their way and will kick towards the Kop second half. It's only really Chris Rilder's Middlesbrough who upset the apple cart where we had to change the decision there. It's a beautiful sunny day at Bramall Lane. Referee Dean Whitestone for this one. We've already discussed his credentials, his bona fides, and we are off and underway. Bournemouth kicking things off. Dembele, the former Peterborough man, has already seen action on the ball, as has Dominic Solanke, and it looks like it was looking for Solanke as that ball dropped down. Make sure you are level with us. I'll give you a time check at exactly 1 minute. Adam, Bournemouth look like they mean business early on with possession.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking to get Solanke in straight away. Well defended. Pretty comfortable, but they're looking to go quite long, hold it up. I think they've seen something here that perhaps our midfield hasn't been sort of picking up and pressing, but the Blades got a chance to come forward early on. Ollie McBurney's got some space to move into here, holds the ball up well. He worked tirelessly on Tuesday night. He really did.
Completely, really did.
It gives White. McBurney gets it out wide to Stevens. Stevens, he's just let it under his foot, but retrieves possession. Pops it back to Ben Davies and the Blades head back. But I think both sides are looking to get into this one early and
1 minute.
Get in front.
There, as promised, is your 1 minute time check. We're now at 1:05 as the ball is laid out on this left-hand side to Ender Stevens. Didn't run under his foot that time, Adam.
It didn't, but Fleck can't get the cross in and it's back with Stevens again. But early promising signs down the left-hand side.
It's all down the left, isn't it? Everyone with the left foot's getting a touch.
And Fleck's looking lively again. I mean, that performance on Tuesday night is the best performance, I think, from John Fleck for a good 2 or 3 seasons in my eyes.
Wow, strong words from Statsman Adam. I suppose the big question is, do you agree? We're at 1:35 as for the first time, Bournemouth can stop that constant Blades pressure, a little bit of early exuberance, as Adam quite rightly says, shown down that left-hand side. And in shot there, we had Hecky Jack, Stuart McCall. Adam, what are you singing?
Absolutely.
You're singing that?
Absolutely, Hecky, Jack and Stuart McCall.
Oh, you're getting the word "and" in there. Okay.
Yeah, Hecky, Jack and Stuart McCall.
We've got a foul. It's on Ben Davies from Smith, number 15 for Bournemouth. He went in quite hard there. I think the referee might have a little word with him. I'm not sure it's a card at this stage, Adam.
No, I think it's one of those that after 2 minutes, I think you get away with it.
Should you, though?
Well, no, you shouldn't. But generally, 99% of the time, you do.
Well, you said Dean Whitestone is not one to give cards. I can see what Adam Smith is doing there. You know what he's trying to do. I don't think there's any malice in that challenge, Adam.
No, there wasn't. He's gone down and with feet are on the ground. He's gone down early, and Ben Davies come for the ball, just couldn't get out of the way, and I think he just landed on his knee by the looks of it.
Yeah, he did. I hope
he's all right.
If we said every player with the left foot has got a touch now, Wes has kicked it. That's genuinely true. The Blades trying to launch something early on through that midfield, but it's a really congested midfield. And we're going to see the ball come away with Lerma all the way up to Dominic Solanke. They like to play with this 3 up top. If you're not familiar with the formation for the Cherries, Travers, your goalkeeper, then 4 at the back of Smith, Phillips, Kelly and Zamora. The 3 in the middle are Lerma, Lewis, Cook and Billing. Then you've got Christie, Solanke and Dembele all pushing forward as the Blades will win a throw-in on this right-hand side. Ollie McBurney, we're focusing on him at the cameras at the moment, Adam. 7 of his 8 Sheffield United goals scored at home, but he's not scored for 16 months. Is that a concern for you, or do you like his all-round game?
I like his all-round game. I mean, he scored against Southampton, so it's the league stat where he hasn't scored for sort of 16 months.
Great goal as well against Southampton. I was at that game with Nick.
How long has he had on the pitch? What else does he bring? It's not Ollie McBurney's fault that he came with that price tag. I mean, he didn't choose for us to pay 20 million for him.
It's true.
He gives it all. Yes, he isn't a £20 million striker, but his work rate can't be faulted. And I think when he puts in the work rate, he'll get a little bit of time. And he's had a lot of unfair stick from the fans in my eyes, but we always do like to sort of single a player out from time to time as the one who's at fault. And Ollie's copped a little bit of flack, but he just needs a goal. If anybody needs a goal, it's him. And hopefully today he can break that duck.
Well said. Morgan flicks White, giving the ball away with perhaps a needless flick, something that has been levelled at him over the past few games. Decent challenge there from Oliver Norwood as Bournemouth will progress up the pitch. They're matriculating the ball up on that left-hand side. Scott Parker, the manager, unbeaten in 3 previous meetings against the Blades. Of course, that will be during his time at Fulham as well. 4:41 on the clock. Solanke looking for Dembele, finds him on this left-hand side, can't get his cross past 𝐍𝐸𝐕𝐏𝐍, and here's a chance for Ben Davies to pick a pass. It's a poor one, though. Lewis Cook's going to retrieve it there, and Bournemouth early possession, again trying to take on a man, but George Baldock sees what Dembele's doing, and that's really nice skill. And then I thought he was fouled, 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐕𝐏𝐍, but he certainly did as well. He appealed the Croatian capped defender, 6 caps for his country, 5, though, playing at right back.
Good start. Didn't know that.
Well, you didn't watch the Who is Filip 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐕𝐏𝐍 video. You're a disgrace. The ball on this left-hand side. Here's a chance for Bournemouth. 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐿 the first goal. Oh, it's really good defending back there from the Blades. Solanke was working that ball on the byline. I think that was real danger, and we're seeing this early promise. Of course, you can't be offside from a throw-in. He was stood there right on that byline, gets past 1, tries to get past 2, and it's Ben Davies who puts a foot in. And the referee, actually, Adam, has given, I believe, a goal kick.
Yes, well, yeah, and it is a goal kick. It's an excellent decision. That serves Solanke right for wearing gloves in April. Honestly, I
agree wholeheartedly. But good eyes from Dean Whitestone to see that ball from Ben Davies was kicked back on to Dominic Solanke, who's seen a lot of the ball early on. I would imagine he's probably had more touches than anyone else. Sander Berge, we want to see him have a really imposing game today. Wins the ball back in that midfield battle. Looks like Bournemouth have now changed to a 4-2-3-1. I'm seeing this the shape change. So it looks like Christie, Billing and Dembele are playing in that 3 with Solanke as a lone striker. You'll then have the 2 enforcers, 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐿 and Lewis Cook, just behind them.
Yes. Been a good start, though, from both sides. Both sides. It's not been your usual sort of, 23-0 at half-time. I'm confident there's going to be a goal. That's the ball coming in. Oh,
go on, Ollie McBurney with the header, but it's one that was very difficult to do anything with. Decent ball on that left-hand side across the face. Of course, for those that aren't watching at all, that are using us purely as your commentary, it was Ender Stevens on the left. First-time ball across. I love to see a first-time cross. Initially, perhaps aiming for Morgan Gibbs-White. It was over him. And then Ollie McBurney at the far stick after it had bounced, trying to do something with the header. Never really able to do anything with that, and did as much as he could. It goes out for a goal kick. Travers launching it across midfield, finding who else? Dominic Solanke. Looks like he's fouled there. Dean Whitestone agrees, and that's 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐿 now a couple of times who's struggled with Solanke. I want to see a good game today from the Croatian, Adam.
Yeah, and if he plays like he did on Tuesday night, that first half, he settled in very quickly and very nicely. But yeah, Solanke seems to have got an early number on him, but that's a foul by Ender Stevens, and that could be the first yellow card of the game.
I fear so. That one was a little bit agricultural, and there's some complaints from the Bournemouth players. And he's staying down, Adam Smith, as well. Looks like he's taken that one high on the ankle. What did you make of that challenge?
Yeah, he's tried to go past Stevens. He's hit it forward. He basically run at Stevens, and Stevens was unable to get out of the way. But I think Ender knew what he was doing. I think probably fortunate to get away without a card here. If he does, it looks like he's going to get away without a card.
And maybe not. Adam Smith made a similar challenge, didn't get booked. I think this would be unfair if Ender got booked for his first challenge. The referee set a precedent.
Yeah.
Does he go in with the arm as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's the ankle that he's caught, isn't it? It's more at speed than the one on Ben Davies to start with. So I think when it looks worse at pace, doesn't it?
It does. They always do. And sometimes when you do slow motion as well, it can add a nastier element to it. I think, like you said, Ender knew what he was doing. He's got away without it, and it's going to be a free kick on this right-hand side. Christie will stand over it. There's a lot of men back, and there's a lot of men forward. It's almost man for man. There's also one free on the edge. Going to ignore him. It's drilled across, and that is absolutely sailing past the left-hand goalpost of League One Wes. Christie, the number 10, will be very disappointed with that left foot delivery.
He will, but I like the line on the edge of the 18-yard box. You know, that asks, you know, if you start 12 yards out, then you're inviting the pressure on yourself. So 18 yards, yes, players drop back, but it has to be a pinpoint cross. And you're not beating Wes from 18 yards with a header, you wouldn't have thought.
No, you're absolutely right. If you're just joining us, Neil Warnock has announced his retirement from football at the age of 73, 42 years in the management game, 16 clubs, and a man who divides opinion, I think it's fair to say. Adam said some really nice words. If you haven't heard those, you can obviously watch this video back at any time. It's right at the start, and I think it's worth listening to. That was nice.
I've got to throw him down the left now. Here we go. So Ender Stevens looks to get the ball inside. 𝐍𝐸𝐲 wins it well. Sanderberg, chance to go down the right-hand side now. Gorgeous George has got it on the right-hand side. Here he goes.
Chance to go past Dembele, though. Is he gonna take it? No, he's not. He's going to find his best buddy, Sander. And actually, the Blades are now working it backwards, Adam.
They are showing a little bit of patience. And yeah, if the cross wasn't on, the cross wasn't on. And it's good to see them maintain possession. But yeah, they tried down the left, and that's come to nothing. And that's just another niggly free kick given away by John Fleck.
Not sure about that one. I think I probably would have given a throw in there and left it at that. Dean Whitestone looking to stamp his authority early in this game. But it was decent play on this left-hand side initially from Ender Stevens, and he just couldn't quite find the pass into Morgan Gibbs-White. Bournemouth will retain possession. They're just patiently playing it around the back, as we've seen with the Blades already. Phillips on the ball now, the former Liverpool man, out to Adam Smith, who's also seen a lot of the ball early doors in this one. Lerma's going to lay it off to Christie. Lovely left foot ball, looking to try and get Dembele in, but he's just overcooked that one. And the Blades will have a goal kick with Wes Foderingham, who some are saying, Adam, is going to be their nominee for Player of the Season. It's already available on the website for you to vote. I'll ask you one question and one question only, because you never ask a man his vote. Have you voted yet?
I haven't voted yet, no.
Will you be voting? That's two questions.
I will be voting.
And are you going to tell me who you're voting for, or are you not yet decided?
I'm undecided at the moment. I'm torn between three. So
can I guess?
You can guess.
Billy, League One Wes, and Morgan Gibbs-White.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought so. Morgan Gibbs-White needs to take the ball. Oh, he can't because a free kick's been given on, again, Adam Smith. It was Wes, by the way, who kicked the ball out for a throw-in when he was trying to make a simple pass out to Ben Davies. It was a poor kick from Wes, and it has invited pressure back with Bournemouth. And Adam Smith wins a soft free kick there. I think he's got a bit of the egg in the nest, hasn't he, with his hair? Not that I'm one to talk.
He certainly has. Yeah, it's just a few sort of niggly free kicks being given away. We've got to be careful. We don't get into a scrap here. We need to play that free-flowing football that we can play, which I think will suit us. But
is this going to be a goal fest, or is this going to be more like a game of chess?
No, I think there's going to be goals.
Okay.
0-0. I've said that. Every time I say there's going to be goals, it normally ends 0-0 or 1-0 either way. But no, I think there will be goals in this game. Both sides are, looking to attack. Solanke's hobbling a little bit. That could be a bonus.
Is that something that could be hugely crucial in this game as Lewis Cook, the former Leeds man, tries to get past Ollie McBurney? Good challenge. The limping Solanke misplaces a pass, possibly due to his current injury. That's a free kick, isn't it? I mean, I think maybe it was a little bit more of one going in on the other, but Zamora has given the foul away, and it was John Egan who slid in. But yeah, he's done well there, Egan. He takes a bit of a heavy touch, and then, of course, he's forced to kind of make a challenge here. But it was late from Zamora, just over the ball as well. And actually, Egan's lucky that wasn't a bit worse, because he could have caught him, as he did, high, but it was on the shin pad.
It was. But free kick, but not really done a lot with it.
Well, Baldock's pass there was terrible. He was looking for Oliver McBurney, but he chipped it in far too high. We're having a quick look at the table. Bournemouth in second on 73. The Blades on 65. So far off Bournemouth. Played 2 more games than them as well. The goal difference is a huge gulf, over double. And amazingly as well, with the lowest wage budget, Luton are above the Blades, a team that both myself and my nephew Theo tipped to get promotion this season at the start of the season. We were laughed out of town, but it doesn't look so silly now.
It doesn't, and they've done great, haven't they, Luton? They've done really, really well. I mean, limited resource, the way they've come from adversity, what was it, 30 points off a few years back to
Yeah.
build the way all the way up the leagues, and just shows you it can happen. It's
Go
happening
on,
more and
Blades.
more.
Here's a chance now. Morgan Gibbs-White's going to get shot away. It's blocked. That's a decent block as well. And it was Adam Smith, who else? Who's just seeing so much of this early game. Kelly as well, getting his body in. This is really good interception. Wonderful play from Morgan Gibbs-White. Oliver McBurney with a poor run, but Morgan Gibbs-White has that shot on his right foot. Kelly with the initial block, and then it's hit off the Blades man for a throw-in. Zamora is going to take it on this left-hand side. We're 14:41 if you want a time check. If we are ahead, you can pause us if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And, of course, if you're watching on TV, it's very easy. Pause your Sky. I do that whenever I watch a watch-along, and I get level once. Never a problem after that. Where's his kicks, Adam, early on? Have not found their man.
They haven't. And that's another. That's a terrible loose ball from Gibbs-White. It was an attacking situation, and he nearly played us into trouble there.
Is Solanke struggling? Have you noticed a following limp?
He's not running freely, is he? But it looks like he's going to run it off. With every passing minute, he seems to be. Yeah, it looks like just like an impact injury, but he seems to be okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. Billing, the man alongside him just there looking to try and make things happen. It's going to be a Norwood and Billing matchup. I think we're going to see quite a lot of today. Two very similar players in terms of they're both playmakers. Oh, that was nearly the perfect pass from Ender Stevens looking for John Fleck on his left foot in the middle, but it was slightly overplayed and it just allowed Adam Smith that chance to get in. And that's a possible foul. Yeah, referee Dean Whitestone's given that one. I thought that was a bit lazy. There's a couple of players who haven't started as well as they'd have liked to so far, with some sloppy passing and some very niggly fouls given away, Adam. I think that's the overall story of the game so far.
It's niggly. I mean, Bournemouth know what they're doing to win the free kicks. That John Egan with his knew what he was doing to win the free kicks. It's a lot of know-how from the players, but it's not really settled down. It looked like it was going to be a promising start, but Blaze looked to come forward. Sander Berge looked to drive forward, and just mushes out. But Gibbs-White's got it now. But no,
tried to do too much there, did he, Adam?
Yeah, he did. Again, he sort of got in front of his man, and then I think he trod on the ball inadvertently as he was trying to get it out from under his feet.
There was a bit of a Peter Udlove situation there. He had two men to try and get past, or he could have just made the simple pass, and he tried to take on two men. And we've seen that a few times from Morgan Gibbs-White. Fabulous player, but that's the trade-off with skillful players, is that they can lose possession, and sometimes it's in key areas. He's been lucky with that. I think you get 99% of the time Morgan Gibbs-White is your outstanding player that really does make Sheffield United tick, and the most creative outlet. As well as something to consider, he's been playing with illness over the past few games, and something Ollie McBurney's been struggling with as well. Not sure what's going on in the camp, but hopefully everyone's all right today. You never really know until after the game with Hecky. He gives so little away in both press conferences and post-match interviews.
That is true. Which is the right thing to do. Why would you want to give away that you've got a weakness? So
absolutely, no upper hand given.
Speaking of injuries, how's your injury, Hal?
I pulled a muscle in my neck flushing the toilet because I'm nearly 40, Lynn, and it was genuinely questioned by the Sheffield United press, which I have to say I found very amusing, with Nathan Hemmingham, and Danny Hall both speculating as to the length of time I'll be out before I'm back on the grass. But I appreciate that. If Paul Heckingbottom is fed up of answering questions about Billy Sharp and Basham's injury, I wonder what it was like when he was posed a question about a YouTuber's injury. Sorry. But thanks for asking. That's very kind of you. I'm like Zoolander. No. I can't look left. Oh, it was a nice idea. The header from Oliver McBurney on that right-hand side, looking for Morgan Gibbs-White, who Adam seems to be playing more and more as a second striker.
He does. But Bournemouth are coming forward now and going through our midfield too easily for my liking, which has been a problem for quite a lot of this season.
Yeah, it has.
Zamora seems to go through easily.
Finding Dembele, the former Peterborough man, who's given the ball away a couple of times today and does it again. It's a heavy touch from Oliver McBurney, who could have invited himself onto an injury there, but he gets away with it. This is good play. The best play that today has been down the left-hand side, as Adam correctly said earlier. It's a great ball. Here is Ender. He's only got Morgan Gibbs-White to his left, and Oliver McBurney was playing in what many would have thought was a silly position for a striker to take. He's far too wide. Get in the box. I want to see Ollie McBurney in those Billy Sharp positions. He's playing far too deep, and when you've already got him as the only striker, get further forward. That's my my take on that one, Adam. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think what McBurn is trying to do is drag one of the defenders out to create the space for Gibbs-White and Sander Berg to go into and create shooting opportunities. I think that's what he's trying to do, but not been very successful with that so far. But Gibbs-White's got a chance to get a ball in outside of the foot, and it's nearly an own goal.
Nearly an Oggy. Wow. Lloyd Kelly there, causing the cough from Adam. I think that was a bit of a slay. Adam, if you will go away on holiday at this time of year, you will come back with a cough. There is no doubt about that. Came off his knee, and that was one that could have gone absolutely anywhere. Lovely outside of the boot cross as well. And Kelly breathing a sigh of relief. And how reassuring with that slice clearance. He's the captain.
Yes. But now it's a chance to do something from a corner. I wonder if there's a little step over routine for this corner, like there was on Tuesday night, which was the most obvious step over in history.
Right, here we go. Let's get a goal from another corner.
Wow.
It's Fleck, it's the volley, and he's reading comics if he thinks he's scoring from there. Oliver Norwood, not scored since the last game.
Yeah, he's not scored since Tuesday night. And,
not scored since Tuesday. And of course, before that, it was Watford? Brentford? I'm trying to remember when he scored.
It's a while ago.
Outside of a set piece in a league game, because of course he scored in the cup against Millwall along with Besic. I think it was Brentford away, but I'll need someone. I mean, I've got Statsman Adam literally with me, but I'll need someone to validate that. If you can remember, poor touch from Sander Berg, gives the ball away, does well to win it back. Dean Whitestone contemplated a free kick, and I think he should have given one. Great touch if he meant it. Vaughan gives White, terrible ball. He's overcooked it, and Oliver Norwood can't get that. Sorry, Oliver McBurney can't get that under control, and it's going to be cleared quite comfortably by Bournemouth. This is more encouraging as we approach the 21st minute. I'll let you know bang on when we are there. We are now at 21. If you want to get level with us, you can pause your TV, pause your YouTube. We're also on Twitch today. Tell your friends.
I'm just going to pause mine for a second, Hal, because I think I'm a second in front of you.
What are you playing at? Do you know what? This might be because I've wired the Sky up to a completely different room.
I'll have us on the same time. Hopefully that's
well, Adam also
all the difference.
Because you're doing so well, you're probably watching on Sky Sports Main Event HD,
which is normally behind Sky Sports Main Event.
Well, as I say, I've got a feed coming from downstairs going upstairs. Let's not get into that. It's 21-36 as the ball is just kept in on this left-hand side. All the action coming down this left. Bulldog not seen a great deal of it. And then, it's a poor pass. I think they got away with it, though, as it ricocheted quite comfortably. And the fact that Bournemouth have changed their formation at the moment, I think, could help Sheffield United. They're trying to match up the play. What a ball from Wes.
What a ball. Ender.
Interesting cross from Ender. The tackle there was absolutely crucial as it was looking for Morgan Gibbs-White. Ender on this left-hand side and Lerman, the number 8, just getting a vital interception in. What a ball over the top. That was fantastic. Ender Stevens could have put a ball in and played it all the way back outside the box first time, but he waited for the cavalry to arrive. Adam Smith thought it was going to go across the face, but it was pulled back to Morgan Gibbs-White. Had that challenge from Lerman not come in, it was a right-footed jab from Gibbs-White, which may well have ended up in the top right-hand corner of Travers' goal. We've got another corner on this left-hand side. On this occasion, Fleck leaves it, and Oliver Norwood, one hand in the air. Will it go near post then?
It's in the bar.
Nearly an own goal. Lloyd Kelly is doing his level best. He must have a bet on today, Adam.
He's trying his best, isn't he?
He really is.
A good corner, headed over by Juranovic. Headed it over, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Juranovic gets the flick on, not looking for goal himself, looking to try and play into a danger area. And Kelly has been Sheffield United's most dangerous striker today.
Yeah, he's 2 shots on goal now.
Another corner, Michael correctly saying, here it comes. Ball played in. Travers gets something on it. Stevens, ball put back into the danger zone. Bit of a flicked pass in. Nothing really concrete, solid or convincing from Ender Stevens there. And now he's going to have to try and haul back his man. I think he was fouled there. Yeah, that is a silly challenge. He didn't need to make that one either. And it was Dembele who was looking to try and break. And yeah, quite right. Adams called it. Dean Whitestone from Northamptonshire. His 30th game this season in all competitions. And he's just issued his 86th yellow card of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Ender he was ahead of the man. He took a heavy touch. He lost it. He got behind the man and just pulls his shirt back, which was totally unnecessary.
Yeah, totally unnecessary. Fourth booking of the season for Ender. Adam, for those that aren't familiar, when do you get suspended?
It's 5 bookings, but we're past that date now.
Well said. I knew you'd know the stats. If you are just joining us, Neil Warnock announces retirement from football, age 73, 42 years in management, 16 clubs and 1 million promotions. So we wish him all the best with Sharon and the kids in Cornwall. And that looks like another foul. It's been one of those games, Adam, early on.
It has, and it's these kind of silly fouls. And Ender stick that was John Fleck, but Stevens is going to have to be careful with accumulation of fouls now because, you don't want to be losing a man.
No.
So, and, he's just come back to fitness, being out for a while as well. So, he could just be that half second too late on a challenge, and that'd be the end of his afternoon, sadly. So it may be something for Hecky to consider. I mean, we know Hecky doesn't like to make substitutions, but maybe Reece Norrington-Davies at half time, if this format continues,
Hecky won't do it. He won't do it. 75 minutes is usually the earliest that Hecky makes a change. It's a free kick then to Bournemouth on this right-hand side. Good delivery. This is a chance. It's going to get a shot away. It took a deflection. Wes watched it all the way. That looked like a corner to me. Phillips certainly thought it was a corner. Adam, did you think that was a corner?
I thought it was a corner. But
decent ball in from Christie.
But to quote, it's a corner. Apoplectic with rage, to quote your good self.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's Nat Phillips gets that shot. Do you know what? When I see it again, slightly closer, I think the ref might have got that one right. Dean Whitestone's having an absolute blinder here because he's not blind.
Well, I still think that came off McBurney, but anyway.
Well, so does the Sky cameras because they focused on McBurney straight after I said that. By the way, we've got a new deal going with NordVPN. If you'd like to be able to watch whatever you'd like to watch wherever you are in the world. Adam went away to a 10-star resort recently, and he could have carried on watching his usual Netflix, his usual Amazon Prime, his usual Disney Plus. He's got them all. Just go to nordvpn.com/TSUW. That stands for the Sheff United Way. You'll now get an incredible 71% off. I mean, we negotiated that for you. We negotiated hard. It'll also just protect you as well when you're online and you're surfing, and you're not going to get any nonsense happening to your computer. If you've got NordVPN, it will protect you and keep your privacy. If you're in a cafe, for example, and you wanting to work on your laptop, you can do that with safety. No one will be able to jump in and steal any of your information. So do get NordVPN. It's really well worth it. I've got it. I use it all the time. And we've managed to also negotiate threat protection for free. That now comes as part of our deal. Here's a chance for the Blades on this left-hand side. Oh, it's Morgan Gibbs-White who played it in. And the keeper's getting a bit of argy-bargy. I think Ollie McBurney was perfectly entitled to go for that, Adam.
He was perfectly entitled to go for it. It's much ado about nothing. Gibbs-White got the ball across. It was there. He's a yard from goal, stood next to the goalkeeper. Naturally, he's going to go for it.
I just realised I'm doing the match reaction and I haven't made a single note.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
Yeah, you'll have to get a few notes now, but there's your first point of note, first flashpoint. And you've got an Ender Stevens yellow card on 23 if you need that one, mate.
Yeah, and of course, nearly 2 own goals from Lloyd Kelly.
2 own goals.
Yeah, 23, Stevens yellow.
Yeah, the important stuff, People will forget by later, don't worry.
Oh, trust me, they don't forget anything. We had someone unsubscribe because Nick didn't mention the referee getting in the way of the ball in the QPR game, despite Nick driving straight back from the game and doing the match action just after 11 p.m. at night with a pregnant wife. And it's free content, so thanks a lot. That person is a moron. Here's a chance for Bournemouth as they get that shot in, and Wes will make a decent save. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it was a chance. It's bounced about. 2 centre-halves converged. He just tried to loop it over Wes, but Wes was on his line. He was just catching that easily. Just didn't quite come off. Needed a lot more power and dip from the Bournemouth player to have any chance of beating Wes from there.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Caught by the steady hands of Wes. One of the certain cases because of the 17 clean sheets, player of the season. Bournemouth trying to get something going here with a nice little back flick, but it's not going to be read by Solanke and cleared long, and Phillips will be able to deal with this and probably go back to Travers.
Yes, the thing with Wes Foderingham, the thing that's really impressive is when he's not been in games and he's being sort of closing. McBurney's got a chance. Ollie McBurney! Oh, just over.
What a block. McBurney on 29, getting that shot away. Kelly with a key block as it goes over the goal.
It was a lovely ball back from Fletcher, Gibbs-White and McBurney, and I think that was heading towards goal. I think the goalkeeper was stranded. Don't think
that would have been 1-0. No question. No question at all. Another corner. How many corners now?
It's 6 or 7, I would say.
Yeah, another corner racking up. It feels like we've got them on the ropes a little bit.
It does, but we need to capitalise and score a goal. That's what we need to do, is get a goal while we're on top in games. And I know it's the first half, and we don't generally like first half goals, but that should have been left by Sander. Should have left it, but he's got the ball on the edge of.
Judge him with what he does with it.
Yeah, just the impetus is.
Yeah, it's gone now, hasn't it? You're right. You're right. Sander should have left it. The moment was gone. Maybe Sander wasn't aware of the runner in behind, and Bournemouth have now got everyone. I mean, literally everyone back. And the Blades corner is absolutely pitted out to nothing, and we've gone all the way back to Ben Davies. Enda Stevens. And the thing is that when we're passing it around at the back, it's all very pretty. But if you don't find a killer ball, but is that onside? I think it might have just been off. Yeah, just off. Nice idea, but I think we wasted that opportunity, Adam.
Yeah, we did. I mean, the ball was played through. Sanderberg should have just left it for the player running on. I didn't quite see who it was, but he tried to take a touch, which he probably didn't get a loud enough shout. But 76% of possession in the last 10 minutes is underlying our dominance. But the all-important stat is that, which is in the top left of the screen, the bottom left of our screen. It's still 0-0. I think we should be in front here.
I think we should. I mean, half an hour, you can really get a sense of how the game's going to play out, and we've had all the ball. But Bournemouth are normally a team that have the ball. They like to keep possession. They're also a pressing team. They have changed formation for the Blades, though, which I think is a compliment to us. And Scott Parker did that early on after he saw our shape, which he would have known before. But perhaps he was slightly surprised that we have such a deep front three, you could call it. Sanders basically playing as a central midfielder. You've got Morgan Gibbs-White, who always drops back. But perhaps he's been slightly surprised by the positioning of Ollie McBurney, as Adam says, trying to draw defenders out from the centre.
Yeah, but they've come with a game plan, Bournemouth, and they're not going to be too unhappy with a draw at Bramall Lane in their position. No. They don't need to come out and win this game, but they
neither really do we, Adam. I mean, this is a game that if we had to drop one, we could actually afford to lose this one and still make the playoffs.
Yeah, but we don't want to. We don't want to.
No, of course, don't want to. This would be huge for the confidence as much as anything.
Yeah, I think beating second in the league, it's sort of a marker of where we're at, and the way this first half hour started, we should win this game.
Agreed. They're not.
This pattern, you'd be disappointed.
They're not a team that we should be worried about. In the game against West Brom, though, Bournemouth were the team that had 70+ possession and 20+ shots and didn't do anything with it. We're now that team. Are we going to be the ones caught like Bournemouth were in that defeat at West Brom? It's not about possession anymore in modern football, as if anyone showed us Leicester City when they won the Premier League.
Absolutely. And Bournemouth recently won 3-0 at Huddersfield, and I work with I've got a few friends around here who are Huddersfield fans, and said that basically 3-0 didn't tell the story. It was a pretty even contest, but you see Huddersfield 0, Bournemouth 3, you think, well, that's an easy day on the road, which perhaps doesn't tell the true picture of the game.
Yeah, agreed. And that West Brom result didn't tell the story. And here's a shot from the edge of the box. I say edge of the box, almost halfway line. Christie, who's all left foot playing on the right-hand side, something I actually do like to see. Scott Parker and the way he dresses, Adam, thoughts?
Is it? Well, no, I'm not a fan.
Can I shock you?
Go on.
I think he looks great.
Do you?
Yeah, I would wear that. I like that look.
Do you really? Oh, we'll agree to differ on that.
I'm not a fashion connoisseur, but I like a shirt with a smart jumper and a jacket.
It's a smart jumper with the trousers and the jacket. The colours don't sort of coordinate too well, so work to do in my eyes.
I like Scott Parker. Do you remember he was in? You're old enough to remember this. He was in a McDonald's advert when he was a boy.
Yes.
Doing keepy uppies in the garden, and who'd have thought the career he'd end up having? Charlton, Chelsea, Fulham. I'm trying to remember the team he played for. Yeah, England, of course. He's done really, really well from those keepy uppies in the garden, and fair play to him. I don't think he's the best manager. Would I swap him with Hecky? No. But he might end up getting promotion. I think he will. And then who knows? He'll probably get sacked next season.
Yeah, it seems to be the run of things get promoted. You get a few games in the Premier League, it starts to go wrong, and then thank you and goodbye.
It's true. And, one of the worst things you can do as a manager is get your team promoted. Oh, is that a foul from Oliver Norwood? Sorry, from John Fleck. I think it was, Adam. I think he might get another booking out.
Yeah, it's going to be a booking for Fleck. And he's saying it's not just for that foul, but there's other fouls as well.
Not sure I agree with that one. He was a fraction late. Yeah, you're likely in the championship to give a yellow there, but I knew exactly what Flecky was trying to do, trying to get the ball.
I think the fact that it's his fourth or fifth foul as well, 30 minutes in. So I think it's a slight accumulation. I think that would have been his first challenge. He'd probably been let off that, but I think the referee's got it in the back of the mind that he's given 2 or 3 other fouls away as well.
Was that say his 7th of the season?
It is. Yeah, it's a 7th yellow card.
His thing is, the sort of way he plays and the position he plays, I don't want him getting early bookings.
No. But he's calmed down on the yellow card front. I mean, there's one season when he was at Coventry, it was like 20 yellow cards in 25 games, something absolutely ridiculous. It was John Fleck gets booked every game he plays. And then when he started with the Blades, he had an awful lot of yellow cards early on. So he has calmed down in terms of his bookings. But yeah, you don't want, you've got Fleck and Stevens on that left side now against the same sort of people, both on a yellow card, which is a little bit of a concern.
Agreed. Here's a
and
chance for
Bournemouth. Come down this side. They're going to come down the right and have a go at those two now.
Well, they have to now. You're absolutely back exactly what I was about to say. Christie looking into Dembele, and that's a good ball played through. Can they get the touch on it? No, it's going to be defended well, although I say well, straight back. Bournemouth can now keep possession on, and we're going to welcome a Bournemouth fan, Ron the Pug. I'm a Bournemouth fan, just saying I think it's going to be 1-1. You know what? That's not a bad shout, and I think Bournemouth fans will probably, by the sounds of Ron, take that. And Adam's certainly saying a point is not a disaster. I think Bournemouth are playing here for a draw, but that's a really good turn. Oh, it's terrible defending. It's going to put Wes under. Oh, he takes a little hit there. I think that's a foul on Wes. But do you know what? That ball back really asked a lot of Wes. And I think Solanke his eyes would have lit up and he'd have seen, I could just knock this round the keeper. Wes did brilliantly, Adam. And that's why he's had the 17 clean sheets. He reads the game.
Yeah, and this is what goes back to what I was saying before we interrupted McBurney's shot, interrupted things earlier on. But Wes, when he's not being involved in games and he doesn't get caught cold, yes, he had that howler against Middlesbrough, but I'd rather that happen when he's 3-0 up. But look back at the save at Peterborough when that was a game-changing save. But he'd not been in the game at all. Peterborough's first shot on goal, and he gets a hand to it. But he's taken a nasty knock on the head here. Looking a little bit dazed. Hopefully,
we can't have him out.
No.
Was it Ben Davis with the ball back?
Just having a look. Yes, it was. Yes, Ben Davis with the ball back.
Yeah, I have. Excuse me while I make notes. I've got to do the match reaction straight after the watch along. Nick is very unkind. He always seems to ask me to do a match reaction when I'm doing a watch along, when I can't genuinely make notes. And also, it's so hard to remember something you've literally just watched. You asked me to review a game from 1996 without even watching it again. I'll have no problem. But as I get older, I'm finding things that have just happened harder to actually recall. So wish me luck. That'll be on straight after full time on this channel. Match reaction. Please join me for that. Let me know your thoughts on the game. And the one thing I'd really like fans to do is your thoughts on individual players. Because I'd always rather hear from you than my own thoughts. I'm much more interested in fans' opinions. That's what this channel's here for. So let me know what you made of each individual performance in the comments during the match reaction at full time. As Solanke takes that ball down on his chest, going to try and look for Christie on this right-hand side. That'll be dealt with by Ben Davis, who finds Ender Stevens. Doesn't do well at all. And it's Christie with his left foot looking for that option. Can he find a man? He's found Dembele. Really tight feet. Gets a shot away, and it's wide of Wes's far post.
They're just having a 5-minute spell, Bournemouth, where we can't seem to get hold of the ball. They're keeping possession. A couple of times we put it up front, and it's just not stuck. It's not stayed. And Bournemouth, getting a couple of shots away on goal, and they'll be pleased with their last 5 minutes. But we just need to regroup now. Wes is going to take a rare long goal kick forward, which is, he hasn't got the men next to him like he's used to. Looks for Ollie McBurney, who wins the flick on, but there's nobody there. Which is the downside to Ollie McBurney dropping. He wins it, and there's he's winning it to nobody. So
yeah,
it's kind of a lose-lose situation for him.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of the one up front. It was one thing Wilder always did. Man City, Liverpool away, come what may. It was 2 up top. Not something that Hecky's as fond of, clearly.
No. But the way he's played has worked, hasn't it? Let's be honest. And
it's worked. But I think at home, I would go 2 strikers up front if we've got them available. You know, Jebison and McBurney. Could that work? We've never really seen it.
So who do you leave out then, Hal?
Yeah, that's the tricky one, isn't it? To be honest, on form at the moment, it's really tough. It's really, really tough. I haven't seen a great amount from Sander Berge this game, and you can't leave Fleck out. Oliver Norwood makes us tick. It's a really good question, and it's a difficult one to answer. And yeah, I don't have a satisfactory answer. But if I was manager, home games, I would like to see 2 up top, and I'd probably have done that from the outset, so it wouldn't be a question now of who do you leave out because we'd have it set.
Right, the Blades look to come forward now.
It's poor passing there. I think he just dwelt on it too long. Morgan Gibbs-White after that misplaced pass from Travers, the goalkeeper for Bournemouth, as McBurney's looking to chase everything. He's one of those players, isn't he, McBurney? He'll get his head down, he'll run after the ball, he'll track, he'll harry. If it doesn't come off for him, though, you do feel like the longer the game goes, the more fatigued he will get.
You do. But so my eyes were diverted then. Next door, I've got a bouncy castle. They're having a kids' party, and just an absolute plethora of kids has just sort of arrived and looking through the window at me, wondering what I'm doing. So
yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was.
Well, at least you have got pants on, haven't you?
Yes.
Because I can only see top half of you. You might be like an American newsreader. I don't know.
No, I've got my shorts on today, but
Good,
no, I am dressed. I do come to the Watchalongs fully dressed. Don't worry about that, Hal.
Yeah, just checking. Okay, we'll move swiftly on. We're at 40, 37, 38, 39, 40. If you're trying to get level with us, it's 0-0. Sheffield United Bournemouth. You can see that on screen. And Dean Whitestone, the referee, has watched a niggly game. Fouls are plenty. Possession has gone back and forth like a racket sport. It's got that feel of a draw at the moment. 2 good sides, cagey, 5 shots each, 2 on target for Bournemouth. Adam, your thoughts on the first half so far?
It's been scrappy, hasn't it? We had that spell sort of running up to half an hour, between sort of 20 minutes and half an hour. We had a 10-minute spell where we were on top, winning corners, having opportunities, but we just didn't find the back of the net. Other than that, it's settled down into being niggly again as Norwood's lost it in midfield and Bournemouth got a chance to break. It's terrible from Norwood there. And they're looking to play the ball through. Oh, it's deflected and it's nearly a goal. And Wes picks that one up and gets away. Wes was going the other way. It's Jurimovic, I think, who got a touch on that. And it nearly flat-footed Wes, and he managed to adjust his feet and go the other way. But I think John Egan had that covered anyway, so I don't think it was ever going to, cause too much worry into the back of the net. Yeah, Egan had that should it have not reached Fodringham. But yeah, Oliver Norwood giving the ball away in midfield, and all of a sudden an attacking position turns into a defensive one. But now Gibbs-White plays a lovely ball into Norwood now. Let's hope he can do better this time. Finds Sander Berge, who comes out wide to George Baldock. A chance for Baldock to get a cross in. He checks back on himself. He now crosses the ball in, and comes to nothing.
Bournemouth will try and break, but it's a misplaced passes. Sander Berge took it on the chest, but it was a heavy one on the chest. And we're at 43 minutes, or 42-24 to be exact. And it's just one of those games. Whenever the Blades come forward and you think, here we go. Misplaced passes, loss of possession, Adam.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And Bournemouth's best chances have come from us giving the ball away on each occasion, apart from that one really early in the game. Masters of our own downfall again, and Baldock gives away another free kick. He doesn't believe it. He's got hands behind his head. He's going to give a George Baldock explanation to the referee as to why it's not a foul, but it's not going to change anything, George. So just get back in position, mate.
I can see George's argument, though. He's trying to get that foot in, and I think he maybe just slightly catches Dembele. He's been everywhere across that front line, Dembele, playing on the left, playing on the right. Something we knew from his Peterborough days, that he was a real live wire forward. And a good signing, I think, for Bournemouth. Had to sort of bide his time, but forced his way into the first team. I wasn't actually sure he was going to start today. Unlike Philip Billing, who's such a key man, the former Huddersfield midfielder, the Danish player. At the moment, it's not a game, I would say, that's necessarily going to be one you're going to ask for the DVD of to watch again.
No, I mean, it's very similar to Tuesday, just without the goal.
The early goal. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But the Blades, referee's having a word with you. We're persisting with this line bang on the 18-yard line, which I am a fan of. Just got to be careful here because this one isn't a straight, so he's got more time to come in. So when we drop back, we're just going to make sure we pick up the runners. A little cheeky
free kick on the left for Bournemouth. Oh, jinked pass through. Is it going to be cleared? Morgan Gibbs-White, dangerous in the box, but does well.
But all 11 men behind the ball for the Blades there. It's not what we like to see.
No, not conceded a lot of goals in the first half. Fewest this season, in fact. Only 10.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So, not surprisingly, it's 0-0. It looks like it's going to be the 24th time this season that it's Sheffield United at 0-0 at half-time, which is incredible, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely amazing.
And it's phenomenal. It really is. But Bournemouth have got a chance just before half-time. Oliver Norwood got up above Billing there splendidly. That's a great leap from Norwood. But there's a chance there's a man over here if they can play him in. But Ben Davies makes a crucial block.
Crucial block. Could have been one-on-one. Here's a chance for the Blades.
McBurney goes through. Back to Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White. Oh,
what a save.
It's a good save. But, could Gibbs-White have done better there? He hit it, but he was pretty much straight at the goalkeeper. He should have gone across the goalkeeper to the far left corner in my eyes. But, yeah, John Fleck bursted forward. It's a lovely ball. Gibbs-White to McBurney. And McBurney with the return pass. That's a splendid pass for McBurney. And, yeah, Gibbs-White, the goalkeeper just dives forward and manages to get a hand to it as he was trying to close down the angle. But, yeah, Gibbs-White went for the right-hand side of the goal. Perhaps should have gone across the goalkeeper. But it gives the Blades a corner. Just 20 seconds left of a minute added time. Added on by Dean Whitestone. It looks like it's going to be John Fleck to whip this one in. So Fleck is over the corner. Comes in, it's McBurney, gets his head to it, and it's just prodded out by Lerma, I think it was there, prodded out. The referee said that's it. That's half-time. So it is
cleared
24 terms.
Yeah, cleared well by the away side. So only 10 goals conceded in the first half, the lowest in the league, 24th 0-0 at the break, as Adam quite rightly says. And, a lot of this season you could have ignored the first half and just watched the second. And no sandwiches, Gary. Sorry, not today. The sandwich chat, I'll just let you know. So I did a vlog for Coventry where I was joined by my good friend Gary. And a lot of the chat was about what was in my sandwiches. The owner of Sheffield United has asked me what's in my sandwiches when I went to Stoke. I know for a fact some of the players have been talking about what's going to be in my sandwiches. So sandwich chat is definitely something that I think a lot of fans are keen on, Adam, and they want more. But as I'm at home today, no sandwiches being taken.
Well, this goes back 19 years for me, Hal. And the lovely sandwiches by your mum that she made for Liverpool away. For that League Cup game, there was a plethora, a great choice. It was almost like
a great spread
of sandwiches. It was a great spread, bag of mini cheddars as well. Absolutely tremendous. It was. I remember them fondly.
You remember that so well. So here we are at half time. It is 0-0. As Adam knows, I must have my half-time ablutions. So that can mean only one thing. I'm not doing it on purpose, Robert, but welcome back.
Hello.
Where are you, by the way, in the world now?
Yeah, no longer Ohio, now New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yep.
Hey, I'm a Jersey guy.
Yeah, I'm not picking up that accent anytime soon.
And are you one of those that's a big fan of The Sopranos?
I've actually not seen any episodes of The Sopranos, so
it's your job before the next watch along. The box set, get it watched. I've literally got it right down here in the room where I am. And if you're wondering where I am, this is where I record all the previews. Normally a better backdrop. I'm also going to bring in that man Pommpey. So Pommpey, if you just turn off us if you're watching us on YouTube.
Oh, sorry.
And then we won't be able to hear ourselves back. That'll be brilliant. I'll bring Pommpey back in when he's sorted that out. Adam, I'm going to leave you for 2 minutes. Pommpey's still not done it. And I'll be...
How are you, Rob?
Doing well. Interesting first half, for sure.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
Yeah, you can tell we're trying to play the same game that we played against QPR with just probably a half to 1 second less time on the ball for each player. You can tell we're losing the ball in positions that we were easily keeping the possession against QPR. So halftime, Hecky's got to get into the players' heads like, hey, you don't have as much time as you think. Turn, find a pass, play it quicker. Scan before you receive the ball, something like that. Because especially Sander Berge hasn't been able to keep possession, make any runs, because by the time he turns, takes 1 or 2 touches, he's got 3 Bournemouth guys all over him. So,
yeah. Oh, what time are you on there then? It's an early start for you this morning.
Yeah, 8:30 right now.
That is an early start.
That's okay. I'm back in that daily grind, so this is normal for me. Although I left my glasses at my work. I'm now in an office again, and I left my glasses, and I'm like, geez. So I am struggling to see the TV screen from here, but we're making it happen.
What do you think to Ollie McBurney's first half today?
Not too bad. Again, winning the headers. Really haven't seen anybody contest him on that. But like you guys pointed out, no one in the middle to receive those headers, the flick-ons. But certainly he's had a couple shots, some chances. So I like him for a goal in the second half. I think that would probably be a fair assessment of his recent uptick in form. This game definitely hasn't taken too many steps back, more than the rest of the team has kind of as a whole against Bournemouth. So,
and are you happy with the point? Would you be content with the point from today?
I think so. Looking at the math, a point is exactly what we need, but obviously I'd much rather have the full 3.
Yeah, no, definitely. And do you think we can go on and win it? Or do you think we've sort of that 10-minute spell we had in the first half, do you think that was like chances gone, or do you think we're going to come out stronger second half?
Yeah, so it looked like that was kind of like our one spell, but then as we saw right at the end, a quick fast break, a couple clean passes through the midfield, and we can have more chances like that. So even if we don't have a large spell of possession like we did for that 10-15 minute period in the middle of the half, we will be able to still create chances. We've had so many corners this game so far. One of them you would think is going to have a really, really good chance, even if it's not one of our fancy step through corners like last time, just one of the regular, hit it front post, far post, something. You got McBurney out there, Egan, a lot of big heads to aim for. So I see us getting a goal at least.
Yeah. So we've got a comment there from John saying that he worries that we might get somebody sent off in the second half. What are your thoughts on that? A couple of players, Fleck and Stevens, on yellows.
Yeah,
moment.
that's a fair concern, especially both of them being on the same side of the pitch. Obviously, it opens us up more for specifically, I think, of the counterattack, right? Bournemouth win the ball, we give a pass away, something, and they work it right down their right-hand side. And Fleck, we saw last week, took one for the team, pulled a shirt back, got a yellow card late in the game against QPR. He can't do that now. He's already got the yellow card. That would have him off the pitch and for however much is left in the game. So it really kind of limits the defensive options on that side. I don't think Stevens or Fleck would get a second yellow card, but I definitely am concerned more for the defensive solidity on that side of the pitch.
And would you make any changes at the break, or would you leave it as it is?
Leave it as is for now. No need to change anything. But I would look at Enda and John as the first 2 off, maybe because of those yellow cards. Especially if we get a goal, if we can get a lead in the first part of the second half here, then we're going to be on the back foot defending. You're going to want people who can make tackles without having to worry for getting sent off.
Wow. Look, I'm just looking at some of these comments. I'm going to bring Pommpey in. Pommpey, how's it going?
Hiya. Yeah, fine, thank you. Yeah, how's things with you?
Oh, well, very good. You've got your headphones in. It's all working now. It doesn't sound like
Yes,
when you
thank
first
you.
joined us at the end of the world. You are in, I would imagine, sunny Portsmouth.
Yes, yeah, just outside Portsmouth in Gosport, actually. Yeah, the sun's out. It's great. It's great to see the sun out of Bramall Lane as well, and an encouraging first half.
Yeah, it is encouraging because, of course, this is a team, Bournemouth, that are, for a very good reason, second in the table. If you look at all the advanced stats, they are literally second best at everything. They make things happen, and they're extremely strong at pressing. Sheffield United don't like playing against teams that press. And really today, what Bournemouth have decided to do, and you probably agree with this, Pommpey, is Bournemouth have sort of said, you have it for the first half hour. Have all the possession you want. And then it's just been the last few minutes, maybe the last 15, they've really racked it up.
I think a lot of individual battles have been won, and I think the midfield's been I honestly thought that our midfield would have been dominated, but the first 45 minutes has shown actually that Bournemouth have sort of laid off, and like we've seen before, if we allow players such as Norwood to have a bit of space, a bit of time on the ball, we can actually capitalise on that. Flex having another great game, but I'm really worried about his kind of discipline on the pitch. I know that challenge that he made was a 50-50. I know it was shoulder to shoulder, but the ref seems to be kind of very sympathetic towards Bournemouth's diving and Bournemouth's gamesmanship a little bit. And we've seen that. I mean, Ender's tackle was a bit tasty, but overall, I think the midfield of the individual battles have been won by Sheffield United, and it's played out really in the possession stats that we've actually managed to push them back and create the chances we have. It's encouraging to see Gibbs-White and McBurney working closer together and anticipating each other's forward runs. I just think there's a bit more room for us to actually swap that midfield around a bit. I'd like to see Berger play more or less in Norwood's role, but a bit more advanced. Norwood drop with Fleck on the right and left hand sides to cover the arcs, if you like, behind him, and have Berger be the playmaker, be the Duffy role more. Moving towards goal, because I think once he's on the ball, he's got the ball at his feet. A lot of the oppositions worry themselves sick in case he's going to go past them, because that's what we need. We need that kind of player who can go past players, and Berger's got that. He's got that in buckets for when he needs it. I think the only weak spot we've got at the moment is Davis at the back. I think he
really
incredibly. Yeah. I mean that pass that hospital pass he sold to Fodders. It's kind of indicative of his game. He just lacks a bit of confidence, and that's where Jackie Longthrow seems to have a little bit of an edge on him. So if we are making a change in the second half, if we do show some weakness where that's concerned, I think Jackie Longthrow coming on that left centre back might be a bit of a better, especially if we take the lead, because Bournemouth are going to come at us. If we take the lead in the second half, Bournemouth are going to come straight at us, and they're going to put us under an enormous amount of pressure.
They will.
So I think that's the only kind of change I'd like to see probably later on. Let's see what Davis can do in the second half. But if he's having problems with Lerma and advancing, and Solanke, who is a problem player, Egan seems to have got Solanke quite well covered at the moment. But he's got the ability to shift himself across the pitch as Solanke, and you know how dangerous he can be. He just needs one chance, and he's shown that before. So it's an encouraging first half. I'm really, really pleased that we've gone in at 0-0 at the first half, and I think honestly, we can go out kicking towards the Kop. Nice sunny day, crowd behind us. Looks like a big crowd. Looks like they're up for it. We've had a bit of tastiness in the game as well, where the ref's been under pressure. So the crowd are really up for this. We want the 3 points today. We want to solidify our place in the playoffs. We want to put Bournemouth under a bit more pressure as well, and open up the fight at the top of the table as well. So I think it's all to play for in the next 45.
Well said, Pommpey. I love a good yank, but the only thing I like more is two. And we've got Steve joining us from Tampa Bay. How's it going? And happy opening weekend.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy baseball, happy Masters weekend, and happy, hopefully, 3 points at the Lane weekend as well. How are we?
We are good, although you've cut off the top of your head with your positioning.
I'm so tall. It's a tall person problem, Hal.
Listen, Steve, if I had as much hair as you, I wouldn't hide it with the top of a camera screen. I would get all of it on show. I mean, look at the difference between you and Pommpey with the setup.
It's true. It's just I look close to the ceiling. I like to be taller than I really am. But good first half. I think I fully expected us to be more under pressure from Bournemouth than we have been. I think somebody mentioned it earlier, but seeing McBurney and Gibbs-White really linking up and starting to play well together, that's encouraging, especially with the news earlier that Billy might not be back as soon as we want. So that pairing is really going to have to come good for us at some point.
I think that's a good point. The link up well. We like to see it. Pommpey, I'm going to bring you back in. So when you look at that first half, I mentioned during the commentary that actually, if we have the opportunity, to maybe change formation. It might be quite a sensible idea. You've mentioned Davis isn't having a good game. Is there ever any thought, do you think we'll ever even see it again, of a back four and going two up top? For example, you take Davis out and you get Jefferson on, and suddenly McBurney, for those knockdown headers that are going to no one, he's got someone.
Yeah, I mean, we could go to a 4-3-3, but I do think that the problem being is that Egan seems to be pre-programmed to play in just one particular formation at the back. He struggles when he's got just one person either side and the wing backs are pushed up. I think he gets a bit too nervous. When he's got two playing alongside him, he's got cover. He's got the ability. And I think Egan, obviously being the anchor man in the centre of the back line, that's who we've got to actually facilitate for. So I think changing it maybe later on. I mean, if God forbid we go 1-0 down, we may need to go on the attack and go on the hunt, because I think Bournemouth will shut things down, and we may have to put three up top, and that's when Jefferson comes in and plays alongside Morgan Gibbs-White and McBurney, and we provide that height and the pace, probably up front. But I don't know. To be honest, I think at the moment I'd be content with what it is. The only person I'm really worried about is Davis and his lack of spatial awareness, and it was that pass really that spelled out to me that the kind of last few games he's just not been at the standard that I would require. And that's where, I think that Jackie Longthrow does have that ability to actually show the performance levels that we require, especially in a key game like this. Bournemouth, as you said, are no mugs. They are where they are because of how they play. And it only takes one mistake, and that's it. We're 1-0 down, and we're at home. And you know how difficult that can be to get it back, especially against a team like this.
Yeah, but Robert, we came back in the Premier League against Bournemouth after going a goal down. Do you feel like, Adam says this is going to be a goal fest. I mean, he's looking like he's got egg all over his face at the moment. Robert, what do you think? Is this going to be the goaliest second half we've seen this season, or more likely one goal wins it?
I am leaning towards one goal wins it right now. And honestly, it could be a corner goal. Something from one of these set pieces that we have. I was telling Adam earlier, we could do another step through. We could do something near post, flick it back to far post. We saw Juranovic, probably has that instruction when he flicked one back earlier that almost got put in for an own goal by Kelly. So, it's certainly, I think, going to be one goal. I hope for us. I think we have, either we'll have another spell of possession, or we'll have some good counterattacks that can lead to some corners. But yeah, I kind of want to jump on that like back four idea and agree with Pommpey that I don't think it's going to happen. It would be very, very hard to see a scenario where we risk having three defenders back there to cover Bournemouth's front three, especially at 0-0. If we go down, maybe you try it, but I definitely agree that the formation that Bournemouth have right now, it does not suit us defending with a back four.
Steve, before we get back to the action, your prediction full time.
After this first half, I'm going to say it's a Blades 1-0 win. I think we don't want to score too early, because then we'll be under the cosh the entire second half. But I'm going to say Blades 1-0, and we keep this playoff party going.
All right. Look forward to fans react with all of those gentlemen. Thank you, Pommpey, Robert and Steve, for joining us. Adam, we are back underway for the second half. 0-0, 45-45 on the clock. If you want to get level with us, if you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, you can pause us, you can pause your Sky and get bang on, and you need not worry for the rest of the game. Adam, no changes, unsurprisingly.
No, it's no surprise, is it? He doesn't like a change. There's no need to change. Like everyone who's been on at halftime said, it's been a good first half just without that final product. So you've got to give this another 15, 20 minutes, see what happens, see what develops, and then we can go from there. Freshen it up when legs start to tire, which undoubtedly they will start to do so soon.
Yeah, Sky not reflecting with their Bournemouth lineup the fact that it looks like Bournemouth have changed formation to one up front. But let's see if they do revert more to a three, as Dembele looks to come forward. Very dangerous player. He's moved on the left and the right. I think he fouled his man, Juranovic, there. Referee not interested, Adam.
He's not. I think he just trod on him.
He
trod
did.
On his foot, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah,
and Bulldog, not pleased with the referee's decision there at all. He's one of these refs who seems to have given the little fouls, and the first one of the second half, not interested.
No. Hopefully nothing will come of this now, because that could be very controversial if it does.
Yeah, a controversial corner. Unfair corners always worry me.
They do. We've got to defend this well because they've thrown the big man forward. It's Christie who's going to take the corner.
Yeah, on this left-hand side, he is left-footed, so it's a short one. I didn't see that
Fleck's
coming.
nearly...
And Fleck, what's he doing? John Fleck.
He's nearly scored.
He's done a Kelly, hasn't he?
I mean, that's... What?
What was Fleck thinking? He fires it across his own goal mouth. And the look from Aremovich says it all.
We changed ends at half-time, Flecky lad. I mean, it'd been a great ball if it'd been...
It's literally like he's put Fleck as well. The look from Wes.
Wes, the look from Wes. What?
It's a throw in at the end of all of that after that wonderful cross-field ball. Oh,
he's given a free kick. He's levelled it up. He's levelled it up.
Given a free kick. Referee was always going to do that. John Fleck will be suddenly going, sorry, forgot lads. Head's not in it. We did change halves. We've done it. We've all done it. I did that when I was about 6 at a school game, and I forgot we'd changed halves at half-time, and I scored a wonderful goal. In the wrong end, but probably a professional footballer should maybe remember that.
Yes, you scored. Well done.
Hey, you've seen me score.
Alexander chance to get forward. Gibbs White's got it now. He's looking to drive in towards the box. He's going towards the byline and wins a corner. It's no
options. Did you notice that? There really wasn't. I mean, even if he gets it across to McBurney's got 4 men around him.
It has. I mean, McBurney was driving, but he's the only man to watch. And Gibbs White, if he'd have got that through McBurney, it had to be absolutely pinpoint accurate.
It would. 3 men before the cross. 5 men I just counted there in the box. It would have. You're right. It'd have had to be the world's greatest cross to have met Oliver McBurney from that right-hand side. However, yet another corner. John Fleck will take this one again. They're going to go short. Morgan Gibbs White.
That's a great ball.
Danger in the air. So it's a good ball.
That's a chance.
It was. I thought
Davis.
Ben Davis there has to head it back from whence it came and down.
Yes, that is a real opportunity, and he's just got the header all completely and utterly wrong. He's got under it. He's headed it further away from goal from where it started to the left hand side. If he'd got above that, head it down, like you say, Hal, that could and possibly should have been 1-0.
Yeah, I think so. It was that good a chance on 49, the first real moment to mention in this second half. I'm never usually a big fan of those kind of short corners. Adam is wearing a promotion shirt today, 6 years on. Is it 6 years?
It is 6 years on.
So 2017, since that promotion at Northampton. I am wearing a shirt in honour of former Blade and current Bournemouth midfielder David Brooks, as Bournemouth on 50 look to try and bring this forward with Philip Billing, the Danish player from Huddersfield. By the way, they signed him from Huddersfield, not a Danish player born in Huddersfield. He's such a tall player, but a strong presence and very much the Oliver Norwood of Bournemouth. We've had a few Bournemouth fans in the chat. You can, of course, join us wherever you are in the world and whoever you support. Let us know your location in the chat. We'll give you a shout out. And if you'd like to be part of the super chat, we've had a rather ambitious target by In Good Nick of raising £200 for the channel, which will help with our running costs. Not quite there yet, but we do thank each and every one of you that's done the super chat, as Bournemouth on this right-hand side looks to get across the face of goal. And this time, Fleck remembers which way he's playing.
Yeah, he's cleared it out, but we need to start to get a grip of this game really quickly. Bournemouth have come out and looked a lot more lively, if I'm being completely honest, and they look like a side that first half seemed settled for a point, but now they've got the grip behind them. But McBurney tries to fly Gibbs White through, but he's not going to make that. It's just that missing that pass in the final third, and it's given away again. Bournemouth have got all the time they want in midfield. This has really been a feature of our season, is that teams are dominating us in the midfield. There seems to be that gap between sort of attack and defence where the midfield just aren't winning the ball enough as they look to get a cross in, and the Blades they're holding their own defensively, but again it's gone slow. The impetus has gone out for Bournemouth, and it's just turning into like we speculated first half it was going to be a chess match, and it appears that it is.
Scrappy.
It's not gone out. The players stopped then as the ball had gone out.
Well, it had gone out, and look at the Baldock,
and they've carried on.
Yeah, Baldock going straight up to the ref saying that ball went out, which it did. It did do.
It did, but you play to the whistle, boys.
You play to the whistle. Let's see it again. We're watching the replay here. We're on Sky Sports main event for this watch along. You can join us that way. The whole ball's clearly gone out there and Bulldog stops. But you do play to the whistle. Adam's absolutely right. Yeah, that's well over, isn't it?
But Bulldog just can't put his hand up and just stop. The decision hasn't been given, and he's then had a clear run to the byline, which could have been very, very costly. I mean, that's very poor from Bulldog. You just play until you see that it's given, because it hasn't been given, and you carry on.
That man Solanke's been in the wars today. He was limping in the first half. He's now limping on 53. Looks like he's in a bit of pain. Perhaps it's his hip. But struggling there. Mr. Martin, we're giving you a shout out. Watching in Indonesia, hoping the Blades get promoted so I can watch all the games live. They have all the Premier League games live on TV here. Streaming is crap. So here I am. Well, Mr. Martin, welcome along to the watch along, and we hope as well that the Blades get promotion. Ball crossed in of that corner, which should never have been. Looks like a possible handball, but Bournemouth are very unfairly keeping this alive. Wonderful headed clearance, and actually finds a man as well. Oliver Norwood. Not a great touch from Morgan Gibbs-White, and it's going to be laid all the way back to Travers on 53.09. If you want to get level with us, we're watching on Sky Sports main event. Myself and Statsman Adam here for you. It is the Blades 0, Bournemouth 0 in this second half, and that looked like a nasty one there. Filip Aremovic not happy at all with the referee. The referee today, if you are just joining us, is Dean Whitestone from Northamptonshire. He's taken charge of 30 games, including this one this season. He's only ever refereed, we went as far back as 2011, Blades wins.
We thoughts on Pommpey's view on Ben Davies then at half-time. I wasn't expecting that.
Harsh. I had no idea that Pommpey felt that way. But, it's hard when you're sort of watching the overall game to spot what he would describe as a really poor performance. I thought, Ben Davies wasn't great, but I wouldn't have necessarily singled him out. What did you think?
Yeah, I was quite so surprised. I mean, it's that argument, isn't it? Is Jack Robinson, Jackie Longthrow unlucky to miss out based on his performances?
Well, he's left-footed. That doesn't help him.
Yeah. And then Ben Davies going to his preferred position. Is that saying Ben Davies is my preferred man in that position over you? What more does Jackie Longthrow have to do to maintain his position?
He was awful at Coventry. He was absolutely dreadful in that game.
Yes. He's had a couple of bad games, but yeah.
I know what you mean. I think it's unfair. You can play a right footer on the left and no one will say anything. You play a left footer on the right and it's like, whoa, we're not reinventing the wheel here. Right, here's a chance for Bournemouth. It was a ball that's delivered in that Ben Davies gets cleared, but only as far as that man, Sariki Dembele. Looks like he's fouled Oliver Norwood. And you know what? With Dean Whitestone, you're always going to get those kind of fouls. And I think Dembele, quite right with his arms out, like, not really sure he did anything wrong there.
Yeah. So here's a thought then, Hal. What do you think to potentially sort of taking McBurney off and bringing and die on and going without one recognised striker and just have players running on?
Yeah, I don't hate the false nine at all. And Iliman Ndiaye, in my opinion, is a generational talent that starts every game. I know he's not been playing that well recently, but on his day what he can do. So we've seen it already this season, and he's not going to do it on the bench. And by the way, the possession stats have almost completely swapped round. It's now all Bournemouth, and that looks like a foul by Morgan Gibbs-White on Kelly, who kicks the ball. Morgan Gibbs-White probably at Kelly. We didn't see it with the camera, but a bit petulant there. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against that at all. Not averse to trying something a little different, particularly when we don't look, let's be honest, we don't look like scoring.
We don't, do we?
Even those shots we had in the first half weren't on target. It was one on target from McBurney. It was really well saved.
And Gibbs-White just on the stroke at half-time.
Gibbs-White, you're right. So we had those chances. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs-White and McBurney really linking up well. But I think it would be a good idea to do something without Billy Sharp. When you don't have Sharp, who's been so integral in the 10 games he hasn't played. The Blades have only scored 6 without him.
Yeah, just sub on his jacket. Go on, put him on. Quick, everybody! I'm clutching at straws here. Just slip him on.
If you are just joining us, he's not listed amongst the subs.
I know he's not.
Ignore Statsman Adam.
He's just wishful thinking he's got some on his jacket.
He's wishful thinking, yeah. 56-36 on the clock as Sanderberger tries to do well there and does all right, actually, against Kelly, but the referee's given a foul. I thought that was shoulder to shoulder, personally. But it's been that kind of game, and Sander hasn't imposed his authority. When you get a Sander game, you know it from the first minute. I remember Swansea at home, and we said, is this going to be a Sander being strong game? Was this going to be a Sander disinterested game? It was a Sander being strong game, and he absolutely bossed it from minute one, and the Blades ran on 4-0, comfortable winners in a game I never thought Swansea were going to score. And there's other games where Sander can be almost taking up positions where he looks like he actually will be anywhere where the action isn't. So he's very, very good sometimes at taking up positions where it's unlikely the ball will fall. We're going to have to see what kind of second half we get from Sander today, but I would like to see him impose himself more because he can actually win more in the air. He can be stronger. He is a physical specimen, and he needs to impose himself more in football matches.
He does indeed. But now Bernie's going down. Bernie's in the channel again. He's in the channel. He's
what can he do with this?
He's lost
Nothing.
the ball.
I think at the moment
he's holding it up. He's having a bit of a to and fro, and he's probably going out for a goal.
He's got no trick there whatsoever. I thought that was poor from McBurney. He looked like he had no idea how to beat Kelly, and Kelly's just going to mop that up all day. McBurney's claiming there's a foul. Adam, was there a foul in that, or is it just poor from McBurney?
I don't think so, but there was a fair few on the cop off their feet and gesticulating quite ferociously in the direction of the referee.
I think he just ran it out.
It's always interesting though when it's in front of people there that whole block seemed to rise in tandem as they felt that this.
Well, you know that firsthand.
I do, and that they saw something. Maybe not, but I'm not too upset. Nothing wasn't.
I'm not giving that. Yeah, you and I have watched some pretty crap games on the cop in that position. I seem to remember Scunthorpe.
Yeah, there's been some shockers.
There's been some shockers that we've seen there.
Far too many that I recall to remember.
Speaking of which, a poor clearance there from Aremovic, and Bournemouth have the ball right back now with Lewis Cook. Very good, by the way, at the toilet roll challenge, Lewis Cook, if you remember that during lockdown.
Another corner for Bournemouth there. Starting to turn the screw.
What's Wilderson saying? Hello, why no video for us to see? Because we can't stream them. We'd love to. We have the ability to, but it is illegal. So Watchalong is what you'll have to do with Wilderson Jean Charles. And if you want to write in English, that'd be great. If you want to write in Spanish, I speak Spanish. It's not a problem. But for other people, probably be better if you get the Blades community going with chat in English. It's a corner to Bournemouth. McBurney back there defending as he does so well. I do think he could be like Chris Sutton or Dion Dublin or John Parkin, a defender as well as a striker.
Absolutely. Looks like it's raining as well at Bramall Lane now. Looks like
is it now?
Adding a bit of zip. Yeah.
You know what? They overwater the pitch, so it's probably already got plenty of zip on it, or as they say in the IPL, plenty of dew.
Yeah, we'll not talk IPL. No spoilers.
All right, no spoilers. Thank you, Adam. Yep, recorded the game. So looking forward to watching that afterwards. We're on 60. Bang on. We're on the hour mark. It is still 0-0. If you've just joined us, you've not missed much. I think it's fair to say. A couple of half chances here and there. The referee, Alistair Ward, saying is woeful. What have you made of the ref today?
It's just given bitty free kicks. He hasn't dropped any real clangers, but it's just been a niggly frustrating. I thought the first 10 minutes he was just going to let things kind of just go, not give any yellow cards, just free kicks, but he seems to have given the niggly bits, and there's one or two he's not given, but he's had an average performance.
I would say the players haven't helped Dean Whitestone.
Oh, what's Wes doing?
Oh, what is Wes doing? Wes has had poor clearances all day. Also, I can't blame the ref for the throw-in. That's the linesman's job.
That's good defending for Aremovic, yeah.
Oh, that was asking a lot. Oliver Norwood gets a bit lucky there as he tries to find Sander Berger, but Sander takes a heavy touch, doesn't see the man coming, loses possession, and a promising breaks down for United as Bournemouth will regain possession and start again. I agree with this comment, Adrian. Time for a 60-minute sub. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, it is, and I think it's for me. It's Sander Berger's the man who's to go off.
Yeah, he's not had a great game.
That's a great challenge. That's a tremendous challenge. Well done,
Filip Aremovic. Adam, talk us through that.
Yeah, they looked to get through. It was 18 yards out, and Aremovic slid in and won the ball cleanly. Solanke didn't like it, wanted to square up to him, took one look at him and thought, nah, I'm walking away from this battle. I'm not going to win this one. I wouldn't want to mess with Aremovic. He looks mean.
Yeah, Solanke not happy with that.
But Egan nods it out wide now. The Blades need to look to start to create something, get into it here. They're passing it about. Norwood's come deep to try and sort of win the ball and trying to create a bit of something. It's another shocking misplaced pass from, and that's Juranovic this time has given the ball away. So, we're holding possession, looking to build an attack, and then we're on the back foot again as Bournemouth come down the right-hand side for them in front of the John Street, looking to find a killer pass and looking to get in behind here.
62-20.
Held a solid line. We've held a solid line.
We've got the same thing happened to Sander in the first half. Too lazy on the ball. I think that's probably fair comment with the way that he's played today. We said, what kind of Sander are we going to see at the start of the game? I think the answer, unfortunately, is a Sander that looks fairly disinterested. If you were taking Sander Berge off, let us know in the comments who would replace him. Adam, do you agree with sub Sander for Iliman and Dye?
Yes, I do. I think
Statsman Adam has spoken. Here is Sander Berge.
Good change to make.
Go on, Sander. Prove us wrong. No, he's not done well there at all. Bournemouth winning ball back after Sander couldn't get a comfortable foot on that and ever really just get that ball under control. And that's a ball out now for a throw. Scott Parker really angry with Ollie McBurney. What's the fuss going on there?
McBurney's just winning the ball. He's putting himself about, winning challenges. He's not doing anything wrong. And they just don't like it. And now he looks in utter shock and like someone's told him a joke. He's stunned. The ball's Sanderberg is just, he's got the ball here. I'm just looking back at the replay.
Yeah. Poor from Sander there, really.
McBurney's.
There's nothing in that. Nothing in that from McBurney.
Absolutely nothing in it.
Alistair saying, could you not call it a listen along when you're not on Sky? I mean, it's not a terrible idea. I've heard worse ideas, particularly listening to the radio and commentating on what you hear. I'll tell you the real reason, Alistair, if we are being pushed on this. I want to go to the games. I'm going to every game after this for the rest of the season, and I don't care. I'm not doing another watch along. Here's a chance now for Bournemouth. It's a heavy touch. Will it run out? Yeah, it will. On this occasion, the officials actually say that ball has gone over the line. It was a heavy touch from Mr. Lerma. 0-0. Thanks to all of you who have joined us. We need a few more super chats. Adam, break it down for us. How do you do a super chat if you're new to the channel?
Yeah, bottom right. If you're watching on YouTube, bottom right, click on the $sign. It'll take you through all of the details. Give it a go. Why not? Nothing much happening on the pitch at the moment. You've got time. Put a super chat in, and we'll bring you a Blades goal. There's a bold statement.
Oh wow, yeah. So promise something you can't guarantee or deliver. I would like to explain a match, but as with us, my name is Carlo. I live in Haiti. Well, welcome along, Carlo. Good to have a Haitian watching us. Adam, any players from Haiti who've ever played for the Blades?
Oh, there's one. I know
there's one.
I know there's one.
Jean Lescal Francois.
That's the one, yes.
Terrible injuries.
Lesson Jean Francois.
Lesson Jean Francois.
The order of his name seemed to change every week, didn't it?
Francois Jean Lessenal. And some bad injuries for him. Otherwise, he would have gone on, I think, to be a decent defender for the Blades, the left-footed centre-back. Sander, by the way, there with a really interesting pass that nearly set Bournemouth up for their first real counter-attacking moment of this game. Only one shot so far in a very dull second half, none on target. Uremovic is kicking his foot up in the air there, complaining to the referee. Fluent in English, Filip Uremovic. One thing Adam's going to do straight after this video is watch Who is Filip Uremovic. It's a video on this channel. He hasn't watched it yet, and he will be whipping himself afterwards and apologising profusely. In your defence, I think you were on holiday.
Yeah, I did listen to someone on the car on the way to work. I like to put the clips and the podcasts. I like to put them on in the car on the way to work. So
thanks, Adam. You're the one that listens to the podcast. If you haven't yet subscribed to Sheff United Way audio podcast, please do. That's my bag. That's what I do. All of that. So it'd be really great if you supported us that way. Please get involved in the super chat. We need to raise more funds to help support the channel. We've been very grateful to those that have supported so far, but we could do with a little bit more. It would be really, really kind of you.
Oh, that's brilliant. That was brilliant. And then
Baldock, he's not going to reach that, and it'll be
got a free kick. That was the good side of Gibbs-White in his flicks. He won that there, flicked it through. That was pleasing to see. It was just too far ahead of Baldock.
Do you now think one goal wins this game, Adam?
No.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so if the Blades take the lead, you could see this being 1-1.
I can see it being 2-0.
Interesting. I like that. I like that a lot more. Let's get a goal.
I still think, we'll get one. We'll take one to start with.
Get the first one first.
Yeah. I still think there's goals in it. Just got a sneaky feeling.
We need to be more on the attack this second half. And will he last the full 90? Unlikely. Unlikely.
He's going to score. Right. Got a free kick in a really good position here. This is just outside the box. Ollie McBurney.
It's on the right-hand side. It's just, I would say, 5 yards outside the box. And it is going to be that man, John Fleck, with his left foot, which implies that it will be one that will swing towards the goalkeeper. For me, he's got to look for the big men in the box. Maybe even Sander will fancy getting his head on this, as he did against Coventry. Doesn't normally like getting his hair dirty, but let's see. The spit from Fleck, the arm in the air, that probably means something. Is it too close to the keeper? It was a little close, but he's punched it away, European style, and it's going to be
George all right foot, George. All right.
He really is. Yeah, that's a nice turn, and that's too much. Too fancy from Morgan Gibbs-White, and that ball has gone out of play. Not that you'd know it with this referee. Gosh, I think he's actually given a goal kick. So I thought that was clearly a throw-in, but it needs to change. Michael's saying that it needs to change very soon and to move up through the gears. We have this one. I don't disagree with that. Moving up through the gears is key. We've been playing in third gear, and it's going to be the industrious Ben Osborne, not perhaps the most attacking change, Adam.
It's not. It's who's he going to come on for? Is this going to be for Ender Stevens, or is this going to be for Sanderberg? I mean, if it's for Ender Stevens, that could be seen as slightly more attacking than what it would be with, but we'll have to wait and see who he does.
Yeah, I mean, Sander doesn't look like he's on it today. David says Sander is not interested at all and needs to be hauled off now, but who to put on is the problem. Looking at the bench, Aussie, David Morwood, absolutely.
Here we go.
Heck, he's mine. There's the flick on. Here's a chance for Morgan's 69. He's hit it straight at Travers. What a chance. Adam, talk us through it.
Yeah, clean through. He just hit it, panicked, hit it straight at the goalkeeper. He probably could have looked to take that around the goalkeeper. He did have time. It was a great header forward from John Egan. It was flicked on brilliantly by McBurney. 18 yards out, he just hits it first time at the keeper who closed down the angle. He could have gone round, won a penalty, anything. I don't think the first time shot was the right option there. No, he should have composed himself. Trevor's gone down, stuck his left leg out, and it's hit him halfway up and made a decent save. Very alert from the goalkeeper, but Gibbs-White needs to do better from there, in my opinion.
Yeah, great chance. Absolutely huge chance. Could be the key opportunity in a game devoid of chances. And the Blades haven't had too many shots on target. Is it coming? Is it coming, Adam?
I don't know, but I tell you what, it's a long ball looking for Baldock. He's not quite going to get onto the end of that. No. But what a tremendous flick on from Ollie McBurney. That was to get Morgan Gibbs-White in.
It hasn't always worked today, but when it has, it's actually looked quite encouraging between the two of them. Yeah. And it's that one occasion where Morgan Gibbs-White played like a striker, because we've missed that. Sometimes there's been flick-ons today, and there's been no one to flick them on to. And that looks like a foul. Referee says no. He's going to let play go on, and that will be given as a foul. That's a fairly agricultural challenge by John Egan on Christie, and another booking, Adam.
Yeah, it's a yellow card for Egan. A bit unfortunate. It's his first real challenge in malice from Egan. He's now down as well. He's felt that. He's overstretched a little.
Egan hurt, I think.
Yeah, of course. Wants to keep his record going. There's 40 games and 70 minutes. John Egan played every single minute of Sheffield United's league campaign this season. So he wants to keep that going to the end of the season.
Osborne on 71.
Here he comes.
Who's off then? It's got to be Sander or maybe Fleck with the booking.
I'm waiting to see. He's just working.
Well, I'll stick my neck out and say it'll be Fleck, actually. What do you think?
I think it'll be Sander, but no, it's John Fleck. You're right. It is. So John Fleck comes off. I'm slightly surprised by that. I mean, it must be the booking that's determining it. Yeah. He's had a decent game, Flecky, and not as great as Tuesday night, but he's had a good game. It must be the booking. That's the only reason I could think of. But over to Ben Osborne then. Mr. Easily droppable in my eyes. So unlucky. He always seems like he's the easy man to leave out.
He is, unfortunately. He reminds me of Mitch Ward. His versatility has actually been to his detriment. I'd love to see him cement a place. I think he could play anywhere and he'll do you a job. Free kick comes in. decent header from the Blades in terms of helping Bournemouth. And then another one that much better to actually get it clear, as Osborne doesn't particularly get a convincing clearance away, and it's not dealt with at all. Bournemouth are still alive here, Adam.
They are. They're coming into the box as well, but Stevens has held him up and played the ball down. Gibbs-White looking to get on it on halfway. He's not going to win that. Potentially, that's going to be a free kick, or could it be? He's going to chase this down. The goalkeeper keeps it in. All sorts of things happening here.
Yeah, it's a bit of pinball.
And Bournemouth bring it down, and yet again we don't win the ball at midfield.
And I don't want Egan to get another booking. He's got to be very, very careful. Thankfully, an offside, but you could imagine there Dembele's pace on a booked John Egan, worrying.
Yes, it is. It is. Bournemouth going to make a change of their own now.
Yeah, we are going to see a change for Bournemouth. I think that it probably is that sort of time in the game where you're going to get plenty of changes. I would imagine both sides will use all three. And Dembele's had a decent game for the Cherries. I think one of those players that we were probably interested in when he was at Peterborough, but he went to Bournemouth. And, United aren't making too many signings these days anyway.
We're not. But Jadon Anthony's the man to come on. Looks a little bit taller than Dembele. Don't know too much about him. You know much about him, Hal?
I know he's from Scotland and he's taller than Sariki Dembele.
Fair enough.
I don't, you know what? I should have been doing this years ago because I used to follow football so much closer. I knew everything about everyone. That's a pull back there by Oliver Norwood. Ref's going to let play go on, and it's a heavy touch. But can Bournemouth get a second opportunity? No, it'll be cleared by the Blades. A lot of head tennis.
Norwood referee.
Yeah, I don't think that helped. I don't think that helped Norwood, that header back from Morgan Gibbs-White. But Billings fouled his man. Billings not happy with it at all, and I think hopefully we'll actually see a Billing booking because he's had one or two.
Yeah, he's getting booked for that. It was Gibbs-White. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a yellow card, I think. I don't think you can argue too much with that. 11 yellow cards this season.
Yeah.
He is fond of a booking. Right, the Blades then just over a quarter of an hour to try and turn 1 into 3, all being well, which would be a massive boost ahead of Good Friday against Reading.
Yeah, I'll be at that one. Not to brag, but in an executive box.
That'll be nice for you.
Oh, yeah. Right, here's McBurney's header. That's a decent header. Oh, I thought that was a foul. I thought he just checked his man there, and that looks like it could have been quite nasty. And referee's not giving it. Morgan Gibbs-White's just going to get on with it, but that looked like it could have been quite painful. Uremovic tries to get that ball nicked through to Sander Berger. Perhaps a surprise that Sander is still on. He's not had a good game today. A little bit disappointing. Uremovic receives the throw-in on this right-hand side, 75 minutes. And here is Ben Davies. As it stands, United 5th on 65, Bournemouth on 73. A win would be huge in terms of getting the Blades closer to cementing a place in the playoffs, but a draw is not a disaster. Bulldog swings that one in. Oh, it's too far for everyone. It'll have to be the other wing-back, Stevens, takes a poor touch. And Bournemouth are going to come away, and they're going to hit United on the break now, Adam. We've committed too many men forward. Is this danger?
It is. It is danger now because they're coming down the side. Ben Davies looking to sort of close him down. They've checked back, which is possibly to help us. A little bit of impetus.
It is. They've slowed the pace right down of their own attack. They were on it there. They could have had a 3-on-2, but they've completely slowed it down. Everyone's back now. What can they do with it?
They got to the byline, but it's defended well. And then a further touch from Baldock, and it's just not sticking. It's just not sticking. And that's Baldock again. Wins the ball, but it falls to him.
Referee's letting it go, though, isn't he? He's letting them play.
McBurney with a good challenge. McBurney's work rate has been immense again. But
just about to say the same. Excellent work rate from Ollie McBurney. It's what you love to see. I don't know if he'll last the pace.
No, I mean he's going to be Jebbo for the last sort of 10. I would think last 10 minutes plus stoppages.
What have you made of his return?
Who Jebbo?
Jebbo.
We've expected too much from him. Is my own. He's not done himself justice, but he had little cameo roles, and then he come into the side at Stoke, and everyone, what were we expecting him to bang a hat-trick or something? It just wasn't going to happen, I'm afraid. He didn't get any service at all, so you can't judge him on what he's had. I mean, yes, it'd be nice if he'd got a goal, but he's only really had little cameos. I think he's had sort of 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then that game at Stoke. So hard to
agreed.
judge, really.
9 goals for Burton Albion. Perhaps you're right. Maybe expectations were too high. Kelly is going to whip that ball in on that left-hand side. It's a floated cross. It's a good one. And that touchdown from Solanke was looking for absolutely anyone in a green shirt, because that's what the Cherries are wearing today. Of course, they couldn't have worn their home shirt in this one, but Wes alive to it and really good defending from the Blades. We're on 77-15. If you are just joining us, it's 0-0. I'd love to say you've missed a barnstormer, but Adam predicted a goal fest, so blame him.
With the disclaimer that now I said that, it will probably be 0-0.
Yeah. Don't say it. It's probably my advice.
Yeah. Well, don't ask me the question then.
Yeah, you know what? Touche. Great defending by our goal scoring forward. I thought his work rate's been top drawer today, David. You're absolutely spot on. David, a member of the channel. If you'd like to be a member, click join. Oh, it's not a great pass from George Baldock looking for his pal Sander Berger, but gives it straight to Philip Billing. And this is another opportunity for Bournemouth to launch more of their possession and another attack. A lot of Blades players back. I do feel, Adam, I know you disagree with this. I feel like 1 goal is all that we're going to see in this game. And whoever gets it, quite evidently with what I believe, will win this game.
Yes. I'm now in agreement with that statement as time has elapsed.
It does that.
If we get a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. The Blades Way says here, if we get a draw, then Borough draw 0-0 today, we stay 5th as they have Bournemouth for their game in hand, which is absolutely true. Yeah, I think we're getting to that sort of squeaky bum time, the promotion race at the end of the season, where you are going to look at other teams. But really, we've just got to control what we can control. United, if we win if we win out, as Adam said earlier, that would be great. Might not even be enough for second place.
It's not, but if we win today and get points on the board, we go 3rd, which, yes, other teams have got to play and we might not end, as that's just poked over the bar. We got away with that one a little bit there. But psychologically to go 3rd with 5 games to go, the other teams, you've got 4 teams that have to overtake you to knock you out of the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely right. And what a chance for Bournemouth. You're right, poked over the bar from a corner where you thought Kelly, again, he's been really involved on that occasion. Looked like he was heading in the right net.
Good leap from McBurney, but again comes to nothing. Just got to watch out here. John Egan's got to watch out because he's behind him. Oh, where's calm as you like? Plays it to Ender Stevens, but that was danger. It's like they left it for each other there. It was a to me to you moment, and Solanke nearly nipped in between them to get the goal. But thankfully, we got away with it. As Morgan Gibbs-White's got it now, he plays it out wide. There's a chance for the Blades to get forward. It's into Sander Berg. Come on, Sander. Looks to pull it back.
Cross in.
Oh,
no one there. Again, so many men back. That looked like Ender kept that one with his chest. Referee was very close. Is that offside? Oh,
it's
no, we're going to have
Ben
Osborne. I think that's just kicked straight out for a goal kick. That's terrible. And you know I love Ben Osborne.
Yeah, Sander. Bournemouth were appealing for Sander to be offside. It wasn't given, and we couldn't make the most of it. Now he's clearly onside.
Yeah, clearly onside. Although it's the one that comes back to him, and I think it's I think we're about to tell from that replay probably was offside. But, didn't come to anything, so not a contentious moment. And this game is really on a knife edge. It's so key that United keep defending the way they have been. It's been really good defending at the back as Baldock slows the play down there. Another opportunity to get that ball in, fizzed quickly, doesn't choose to do it. Free kick for the Blades instead.
Looks like Conor Harahan's ready there. Yeah, he is.
Conor Harahan, I'm surprised that he's been left out, but Hecky really likes him. We know that from his Barnsley days, and has brought him straight back into the fold. And here we go with that change. What do you make of this one?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Overall, Berger's performance?
If I was doing ratings today for fans right, which I'm not, it would have been a 6.
Interesting. I think a 6 is fair. He's come into it a little bit more, but overall not imposed himself. As we know he can. He's arguably the best player on the pitch and should really show that, I feel, every game. But you know what? Maybe that's a tall order and too much to ask. But over the piece, we've not seen quite enough from Sander, and certainly the amount we spent. Not that should come into it. You can't control how much a team pays for you.
No, throw in on the left-hand side then for the Blades. They're about 14 yards from goal. It's going to be Ender Stevens to take the throw. To Conor Harahan, who's just come on. A little bit of interplay between them, and then Conor Harahan just gives it to Bournemouth. But the Blades pick it up just inside the Bournemouth half, and Juranovic has gone all the way back to Wes. So we're going to look to build again.
Well, let's see what
Wes
Wes's clearance is like this time, Adam, because we've seen some very poor kicking today from Wes. It seems to have gone to a Bournemouth man 9 times out of 10, but there he finds the back of Ollie McBurney, and then that's a poor header down from Aremovic, not really looking where he was going to head that, and Bournemouth have the ball back. The Blades will have to stand strong here. It's Osborne that it ricochets off. It'll be another throw on 82-13 at halfway to the Cherries. This game is hanging so fine. I think early kickoffs are often 0-0s, certainly at this stage, because it doesn't really suit players and their rhythm and what they're used to. Just their routine gets completely thrown out of whack. You know, they're normally arriving at the ground in this sort of an hour prior to this, and it's just very, very different for both sides. Bournemouth will have had to have left either the day before. Their fans certainly very early. Adam was saying 2:30 a.m. some of the coaches were leaving. That's thanks a lot, Sky Sports. But you've got to feel for the fans. They've come here in fairly decent number. Both Bournemouth and QPR not bringing too many, which will have affected the overall attendance and a fair amount of sparse seats. This is understandable, one of these kickoffs and a game on TV.
Yeah, it is, and it's a long way to come.
It's a bad foul on Aremovic there. I think he's been caught really late, and he looks in some distress. And the last thing we need is a serious injury to our man that's come in to help really and marshal that situation at the back.
I love the fact he's just rolling around in clear pain, and George Baldock comes and get up. Come on. George Baldock is encouraging him to get up onto his feet.
When you see it again, I think George might have a point. Ref's not going to give anything. And he shouldn't either. It's one of those ones where I think Billing just stepped on his heel. I don't think there was any actual intent there whatsoever. And Billing actually seems to have hurt himself as well a little bit. Baldock probably arguing and saying it's 2 reds for that. But I think Aremovic is just going to get a little bit of rest. He'll be exhausted. He's had a month where he hasn't played really any competitive football. He's in a situation he never would have imagined, being thrown out of Russia at such short notice. He's complaining vehemently to the referee that there was something more in that. But when you see the replay, it's totally accidental. Aremovic implying there's a stamp, and Billings is going to come over and say, no, don't be silly. I'm not sure what language they're speaking in, the Dane to the Croatian, but most likely English.
He's not happy.
He's really angry, but there's nothing in it. There's absolutely nothing in it from Aremovic's point of view. And if he's one of those players, I'm all for it. He reminds me a little bit of Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan who could bring the ball out because he seems like he takes no nonsense.
He's
furious, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not happy.
He's clearly fluent in English because you can lip read him. And I won't repeat it on a family channel, but he's not happy.
No. He's learnt that one in training.
George was rolling him onto the field. In a way, though, you do that to time waste. And I'm not sure we want to be doing that at home 0-0. But hey, let's see. Maybe the game plan from both is 0-0.
Oh, penalty kick!
Penalty, surely. Referee says no. Oh, it's a blatant pen. McBurney has his head in his hands. Adam.
Referee.
What, has the ref made a clanger there?
Yes, that's a penalty kick. That is a penalty. 85 minutes, 5 minutes to go. Foul on Morgan Gibbs-White, not given. Not given at all. I want to see that again because to me, that's a penalty kick.
McBurney with his head in his hands.
Right. The referee's getting some... How? Yeah, how? Morgan Gibbs-White is just saying how.
That for me was a penalty, and that would have changed the game if it's scored. It's a flick on. So McBurney with the boot. It's a blatant pen. It's like the Mitrovic one against Fulham.
That's a penalty. It's an absolute referee. He's given all those outside the area. He gives that all day long. As soon as you get a foul like that in the area, they bottle it because that's a penalty. It's a foul anywhere on the pitch.
You're not wrong. For me, it's a blatant pen. It would have changed the game and potentially the entire outcome of the season. And the referee has got that wrong. He's bottled it in a big match. And I think that's something that I'm slightly surprised about. It doesn't like giving penalties, this referee. But that was clear as that would have been only his 11th penalty of the season if he'd given it.
Very disappointed. That's a great ball. If he's onside, that's brilliant.
I think he is.
Now. That's a good ball in.
No one there. No one there. Great cross. No one in the box. A pattern of the day, and we got a foul.
He's died. He's pulled his thigh.
Oh, Zamora looks to be in some distress. He thought there was a foul from Ollie McBurney.
No,
It looks like is it his hamstring he's overstretched?
Yeah, he's overstretched. Don't think he was looking for the foul. I think he just generally was overstretched there, Hal. I don't think
You might be
was,
right.
Yeah.
They're saying where's the physio?
Just roll him over. It's half an inch and he's off the pitch and we can get on with things.
If you are just joining us, Neil Warnock announces retirement from football. 73-year-old, 42 years in management, 16 clubs. Let's see this penalty again. Phillips clearly kicks the underside of the boot of Morgan Gibbs-White as he's about to bring it down, and that's a penalty. Adam?
Yeah. And the referee's position is looking straight at it and he's gone like that straight away. But he's looking straight at it. There's no sight obscured whatsoever. Yeah. McBurney's reaction says it all. It is a penalty kick. Yeah, heck you. There. Penalty.
Clear penalty, not given. Blades absolutely furious, and quite rightly so. What an impact that could have made, and what a story it could have been. It could be huge for the whole season. If this ends 0-0, the difference between the Blades winning and the Blades getting a draw, we will only know when we see the final standings. But I think we needed to see a brave referee make the right decision. It would have been the 11th penalty given by this referee this season. But for whatever reason, he looked at it, he had a good position, and he decided against it. I think he's made the wrong call. We're going to see Brady be brought on. Adam, you remember Brady, the former Hull and Burnley player?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Can play on the left, and Zamora, the left back, the one likely not to return with that hamstring injury. Brady, a former left winger who's sort of in his advanced years ended up as a left back, and that's where he'll play. Robbie Brady in this one, 89 minutes. He's brought on, the Irishman, and Jordan Zamora, off he goes. He's offered a lot down the left-hand side. That seems to have been where a lot of the joy for Bournemouth has come. It'll be a throw-in to the Blades after McBurney won it. He's had a decent game today, Ollie McBurney. He really needs a goal, but he's played very, very well. I've been impressed with him. His work rate's been exceptional.
Days.
Wow, that was a shocking throw-in. Oh. I mean, Ben Osborne wasn't even looking, and George Baldock has just thrown it straight at his head. So what did you know? What did you make of the penalty decision? Let us know in the comments. Alistair says stone wall. John Richardson says stone wall. It's disgraceful. What did you think? Was it a penalty? We know we've got Bournemouth fans in the chat as well. They're probably thinking the ref made the right decision. But that for me, clear pen. And I will use that example again. It's very reminiscent of the foul Mitrovic made last season, which was given, of course, the Blades against Fulham at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. Here is Stevens, plays a really odd ball. Over the top. I think the keeper should have called for that.
Yeah, the keeper shouldn't have got a corner out of that.
Corner out of a bad ball, yeah. So the Blades wasted awful decision. It was such a stonewall pen. It's an often overused term, isn't it, Adam? Stonewall penalty.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a stonewaller, but yes, it was a stonewaller. I agree.
Waller.
Right then, Norwood, chance to get this one in as we...
This is it.
Ticks past 90 into stoppage time.
If you want a time check...
versus Wolves time.
It is. 4? We are... 9:09, 4 minutes of added time in this second half. A goal now would be delicious. Keepers come, got a good punch on it, and it's just going to roll away, and Bournemouth can clear. No one up top for them. The Blades will keep this pressure on. It's all United in these closing stages. If we don't win the closing stages, the referee cheats United again. Michael, we've seen some really bad refereeing performances this season. The standard of refereeing in the Championship is the worst I've seen for many, many years. Filip Aremovic seems to have run off that injury that he took. He was absolutely furious about it. You could say, Adam, apoplectic with rage.
Absolutely. You would have
like
said
it,
that
David.
You'd be disappointed. You know?
David is a member of the channel. Please do join and become a member and help support the lads. It really is so great. You get access early to interviews with players. We've got a really good one coming up in the next few days. And Penn, significant officiating error, I think, is the most understated way of saying. But I agree, that was a shocking decision. If there was VAR, that's a penalty, no question. But Bernie back there defending, as he's done so well today.
I just can't believe there's only 4 minutes. I mean, he was down for 2 when he went off.
Yeah, and we saw 6 in the
plus the substitutions
in the previous game.
I thought there was at least 6.
I agree that this is a 6-minute, no question. But you know what? If Bournemouth scored in the 95th, we'd be saying it should have only added 4. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. But at the moment, it's 4 that feels like the wrong decision. I mean, Aremovic himself went down for probably a minute.
He did.
Norwood.
That's superb from McBurney.
Well done, Ollie McBurney. He's gone the wrong way, though. He's gone the wrong way. Should have gone out wide right to the left footer of
the
Ben Osborne.
determination there was good to see again.
Poor Ben Osborne.
He has lost the pace. He's lasted all 95 minutes.
He has done really well. Poor Ben Osborne, though, having to play almost on the right wing. You know, that lad will give you everything wherever he's asked to play. He's actually playing in the centre, but he's been pushed out wide right when he does come forward. And that's not his position. And he's all left foot. And as is so many of our other defenders, all right foot is Filip Ореmovic, and he gets a slice clearance on that one. This one is pittering out towards a 0-0. I dare say that might be a stupid thing to say with 2 minutes left. But Adam, what have you made of this overall?
I feel robbed by a refereeing decision, and on the balance of play and the chances, probably feel like we deserve to nick it. That spell in the first half, like I said, it mirrors Tuesday night just without the goal. But gives White a chance to get forward. He's holding back. That's
He's fouled. Yellow card. Referee, that's a foul. You won't get a more blatant foul in a championship game. 93 minutes, free kick Blades, quite a long way out. More Gibbs White's really cross with that because he was on the break there. And that's one of those professional fouls. And it's Kelly who's had an interesting game. But he's grabbing him from the minute go and then comes in with a really crude challenge, which is a clear yellow. His 5th of the season. Free kick.
We just need to make something of it now. As the heavens have opened in Wakefield. In fact, it's hail. It's hail. Anyway, here we go. Conor Hourihane is going to whip this one in. Hecky's giving instructions of what he wants to do, like he wants to be on the front line as well. Hourihane whips it in. It's a gorgeous ball in. It's headed out. It comes to Osborne. He's looking to play it back. Norwood. Back to Hourihane. Back post. Chance. Ореmovic! Ореmovic with the chance of anybody to win it. And no disrespect to him, but he was probably the 10th pick of the outfield players that we wanted that to fall to.
And he's
because
bleeding.
That is a chance.
What a chance. That should have won the game. Should have won the game.
I mean, oh my days, he should have scored. It's a Ben Davies header back, and it drops to Ореmovic, and he side-footed it so far wide. And yeah, I think the collective gasp from the cop behind tells you what we think to that.
I mean, that was a chance. You will not get a more gilt-edged opportunity against a tight defensive side like Bournemouth than that. Filip Ореmovic, on his stronger right, did everything wrong, leaned back and didn't hit it on target. He's had a decent game. He's not a striker. Clear to see. I think he's only scored 1 goal before this, and it'll finish 0-0. Morgan Gibbs White pretty angry.
Yeah, rightly so. Rightly so, because it's a penalty, and that's what the game's going to be remembered as now.
Disappointing all round. Not a classic. They're going to argue with the referee. Obviously, he's not going to do anything about it now, but I have to say that is a bad decision from the referee, Dean Whitestone. Overall, I thought he was an average referee. Adam, what did you make of his performance?
Yeah, it was average. Like I said, so it'd be 20 minutes to go. He gave a lot of the free kicks, and then the one that mattered, he's bottled it. He hasn't given it. Nah, just
just nah.
Nah.
Just nah. Okay.
You feel, look, bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's a decent point. Bigger picture. It's a point at home to second in the league. Let's look at it that way. And if we beat,
but we should have won.
We should have won. Decisions have gone against us. But yeah, we keep going. It's another clean sheet.
We go
for Wes.
Again.
We do. We go again. Friday. You enjoy your luxury sandwich with Henderson's relish in your executive box. I look forward to your sandwich report.
I will. And then I'm doing Bristol City with the wife. I'm doing every game. So looking forward to those. Clean sheet, Wes. Once again, Adam, I'm going to ask before we go for your man of the match. And also let us know, please, in the comments.
Man of the match, I'm going to give it to Morgan Gibbs White. He's shown flashes, looked good, done what he needs to do. So just Morgan Gibbs White. A lot of similar kind of performances, but Morgan Gibbs White just ahead of Ollie McBurney.
All right, we need probably one more super chat, please. If you can help support us, we've not got anywhere near the usual amount we raise for the channel. Our running costs have only gone up. we really could do with your help. I would say just anything around the sort of the $5 mark would help us. €5, anything like that would probably be pretty good. So if you can do that, that would be great. Adam, please remind the good folk how they could do the super chat, and then we'll let you all escape.
Yeah, bottom right. Before you switch off and get to your lovely Saturday afternoons and hope the results go our way, click in the bottom right of the screen, click the $sign, pop in your details, and every small little donation, if just 2 or 3 of you could throw a couple of euros each, a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars, whatever currency you like, it'd be very much appreciated.
So, Adam, as the season progresses and we only have a few games left, do you still feel as confident as you were at the start of this watch-along?
Yeah, I think, grand scheme of things, it's always difficult after a game when you feel that you should have won. We've been on enough of these, Hal, to know knee-jerk reactions. But, Friday now becomes a must-win against Reading. And if you'd have said QPR, Bournemouth, Reading at home, 7 out of 9, you'd have been happy. Well,
Yeah.
I'd have been happy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You said before there's no way we're finishing second. I think that's probably only reiterated after that. Do you suspect that the current top 2 will be the top 2?
Yeah, the current top two are up. And then it's...
well, go on then.
6.
Give me your 4.
4. Huddersfield, Sheffield United, Middlesbrough, Nottingham Forest.
No Luton.
Sorry, Luton.
No Blackburn.
Sorry, Blackburn. But
So
no, that's how it's.
They are the form team, aren't they? They're the one that really needs to be stopped.
Yeah, but they're my 4. And
Interesting.
It's an Ollie McBurney to score the winner in added time at Wembley against Middlesbrough.
His first
You've heard
goal
it
of the
here
season?
first.
Is that what you're saying?
You've
His
heard it-
first goal.
You've heard it here first.
Is his first goal of the season the last game of the season?
Yeah, his parting
Alright.
shot for Sheffield United is going to be a goal that takes us back to the promised land. And all will
Thank
be
you very
forgiven.
much to Martin Fanning for that 6.98. It really helps. We will leave you there, each and every one of you that's joined us today. Thank you. Martin, you're an absolute legend. Adam, as always, really appreciate you doing this. I think this is the last one that you and I are doing together this season. So I
is
do
indeed.
appreciate it.
No worries.
But yeah, hopefully we'll be doing some more. Maybe in the next season in the Premier League. You never know.
All being well. Take care, everyone.